Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto finds a scythe in the forest of death part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. After Naruto killed the summoned snake, he ran to find his team. He leaped from tree to tree, but suddenly a branch broke and he fell. When he touched the ground, his weight made a crater and went through it. After several seconds falling, he lost his conscious. When he awake, he looked around and come to conclusion that he is in a cave. Rising up, he walked through cave to see what he can find here. How elders say curiosity killed the cat. After some minutes, he found a room full with different things. From clothes to weapons. Looking through room, he saw a scythe, but not a normal scythe. The blade is like a blue crystal, the handle is sharp, but what really made him curious was the aura that was released from it. It was like the weapon was alive, no like a living weapon. When he touched the scythe, it was like his heart froze, like his emotions disappeared. He fell stronger, faster, better, but at the same time he fell more ruthless. I think that this weapon is right here and you'll be the one to found it, said a dark voice that come from his head. Kyuubi, what do you mean? Asked Naruto. Ahahaha. Lot the evil fox. Are you done? Yes. It seemed you become more sharp and attentive. You're right. After I got the scythe I felt calmer, stronger, faster and ruthless. The weapon made me like that. Yes. That scythe is an artifact from age before the age that is now. The age before us. The age before the first shinobi war. Troublesome. So what does this weapon do? I'll tell you if we make a deal. Said with a wide grin. What would you get from this deal? Nothing too much. I want to see what you see, to hear what you hear, to feel what you feel, and to smell what you smell. Okay. What I need to do? Asked Naruto straight away. Hahaha. I like the new you. You only need to rip a bit from the seal that keeps me here. Said the fox with an evil grin. Walking to the giant cage, Naruto ripped a bit from the seal. I done it. Now what does this weapon do exactly? Right to the subject, good. This scythe name is named the Scythe of Ilachrono. When you will use it you will become faster, stronger and you can control ice, but with some side effects. Said Kyuubi. What some side effects? The scythe freezes the wielder's heart as well, and you will lose all your emotional capacity when you're wielding it, but you will become calmer, sharper and ruthless. Does you still want this weapon? These aren't side effects. These are improvements. Said a calm Naruto. Hahaha. Like I said. I like better this Naruto. Like that you should be. Not like your old self. A kid who is loud, idiot and weak. Like that is a true ninja. Said the fox with an evil grin. If you say. I'll keep this weapon. Said Naruto walking to the door with the weapon in his hand. Don't go yet. Why? There is something better that will give you more power that you will ever get. Entities. Naruto stopped. What is the deal? There isn't a deal. I tell you because I don't want to have a weak host. And what is that thing? Asked Naruto. Does you see the little box on the left corner? Questioned Kyuubi. Yes. What is in it? Said Naruto. You really become sharper. It's a fruit. Said the demon. A fruit? A fruit will make me stronger? Asked Naruto curious. Yes. Isn't a normal fruit, it is a devil fruit. Devil fruit? Yes, a devil fruit. Hundreds of years ago there were many special fruits like that, if it were consumed, would grant incredible powers to the person who eat it. These fruit were named devil fruits. There were 3 types. Loja, Zone and Paramecia. Zone give the user the ability to transform into a certain kind of animal, whether real or mythical. Paramecia types would give a power that could affect user's body, their environment or produce some kind of substance. And Logi types, the rarest and the most powerful, allow the user to turn into a specific element. Do you understood? Yes, I understood. Said Naruto opening the box and he saw a blue fruit with spirals. What type of fruit is this? It's a Loja. Interesting. Does you know what element will be? Yes. This fruit is named Hi no Mi, that allows the user to create, control, and transform into ice at will, turning the user into a freezing human. A really powerful one. The one who eat this fruit and has this scythe will become really strong. Said Naruto. So will you eat the fruit, and if you will, what will you do with the power you'll get? Yes, I will eat it. And with the power that I will get I'll protect my precious people. Said Naruto with a firm voice. Even when you hold the scythe of Ilachrono that frees your emotions, you still have your determination. I like it. And before you eat it, I have to tell you something more. What? The devil fruit user can't swim anymore. If you will fell into a lake, ocean or a big body of water you will sink like a stone and your power won't work. That's a weakness. Sighed Naruto. So you won't eat it anymore? Questioned Kyuubi curious. No, I will eat it. I'm a shinobi so I will find way out to overcome this little weakness. Hahaha. You really are the most unpredictable shinobi. I'll give you a little gift because you amused me, kid. What gift? Asked curious Naruto. The storage seal in form of a tato so that you can carry the scythe without being seen with it, said the fox with a grin. Okay, this thing will be really useful. Where do you want it to be? On my left forearm. After Naruto said these words, a seal appeared on his forearm. It was the kanji for the word Scythe. Now go to your pathetic teammates. I want to sleep. Ops, I forget about them. Naruto sealed the scythe in his forearm's storage seal and walked out of the cave while he ate the devil fruit. When he was out, he started to run to his team. The battle between Team 7 versus Orochimaru and Team Dosu is like in the canon. After Team 7 arrived at tower, they relaxed till preliminaries begin. Preliminaries. Every competitor was summoned to the arena. The room had a giant statue with a shinobi doing the ram hand seal. There were 2 balconies, one in each side of the room. First, I must congratulate all the competitor who passed the second round of the Chunin exams. The Hokage said. Now the Hokage was interrupted by a shinobi. Do you mind if I continue, Hokage-sama? Asked the shinobi and Hokage nodded. My name is Gekko Hate and I am the proctor of this part of Chunin exams, said Hate. Before we proceed, we will have preliminary matches, said he as the Genins protested. What do you mean by preliminary matches? Asked Kiba. We didn't expect so much team to pass, so we need to thin the contestants. During the third pass of the exam, many nobles will assist the match and their time is precious, said Hate. Why should we risk our lives for this? Asked someone. I think you misunderstand the meaning of the Chunin exams, the Hokage said, and all turned their face to him. The Chunin exams are used to promote promising Genins to Chunins, but there is an underlying objective. The Chunin exams are substitute for war and to prove that the country that is competing is strong. The strength of the village is the strength of their shinobi, said the Hokage, and the contestants agreed. Is there someone who want to forfeit before we begin the preliminary matches? Asked Hate. Yes. I want to forfeit, said Kabuto as he stepped forward. Okay. You can go out so we can begin, said Hate, and Kabuto nodded and left. Very well, we shall begin now. The matches end by either knockout, impairment or death. If I declare the winner, the match ends immediately, understood? Asked, he said seriously, and they all nodded. The names will appear on that electronic boards randomly, Hate explained, and the board started to shuffle through names. Since we have an odd of contestants, one of you will have to fight 2 times. Then the board stopped. Belicha has Sasuke and Yoroi Akato step forward and the rest of you go to the balconies, Hate explained. The match between Sasuke and Yoroi is the same as in canon, with Sasuke winning. Temari and Tenten step forward and begin your match, Hate said. The match is the same as in the Kaken, with Temari winning. Haruno Sakura versus Carrie of Kumo step forward, said Hate as they walked to arena. In the balcony. She will lose, stated Naruto. Who will lose, dope? Asked Sasuke. Sakura. She doesn't has a chance, said Naruto, and made the Konoha Jonin and their students curious. What do you mean, Naruto? Asked Kakashi. How do you know that she will lose, dope? Asked Sasuke curious. Look at the hands of that Kunoichi from Kumo and you will know, said Naruto, and they looked at her hands. HN, said Sasuke as he observed her hand that had cuts and bruise. I only see cuts and bruise, stated Ino. Yes, that's why she will win, said Naruto. You really are the dead last. She'll lose if she has her hands injured, stated Ino with a grin. You're wrong, Ino, said Asuma. Why, sensei? Protested Ino. These aren't injured hands. These are the hands of someone who trained hard, stated Asuma. These are the hands that you will never have if you continue to be a fangirl, said Naruto with a firm voice. What did you said, loser? Said Ino. You heard, or do you want to hear again that you are a fangirl? Said Naruto. I'll kill you, said Ino angry. You two stop. The match will begin, said Kakashi with a bit of killing intent, and both stopped. In arena. Ready? Hate, and seeing both nod, he said. Hajime. My lucky day. Will be a easy match, said Carrie with a smile. You think I am weak? I'm the Kunoichi of the year, said Sakura smirking. Then let's see how strong is the Kunoichi of the year, stated Carrie, making Sakura angry. Sakura tried a kunai at Carrie's face, but she dodged easily. Seeing that her kunai missed sheer onto her enemy with a kunai in her hands to cut her, but she again dodged easily. Is that what the Kunoichi of the year can? It seemed that Konoha had become weak, stated Carrie. I'll beat you, and after that my love for Sasuke-kun will last forever, said Sakura with stars in her eyes. In balcony. Troublesome, said Sasuke. Ha ha ha, laughed Naruto. Troublesome. That's my line, said Shikamaru. In arena. Okay. I'll end this useless fight, said Carrie as she made some hand seals and shouted Rari no Tatsumaki lightning dragon tornado. Carrie summoned a twister of lightning which took the form of a dragon and hit Sakura. Sakura dazed from the attack and lost her consciousness and collapsed. Winner Carrie of Kumo, said Hade. In balcony. I told you that she will lose, said Naruto. Smart ass, whispered Ino while the Jounin laughed. In arena. Hyuga Neji vs Hyuga Hinata, come forward, said Hade. The match is the same as in the canon with Neji winning. Akatsuchi of Iwa and Ryuji of Kiri stepped forward, said Hade. Ready? Asked Hade as both nodded and he said. Hajime. Both jumped back to get some distance between them. As Akatsuchi stand motionless, Ryuji made some hand seal and shouted. Suiton Tepidama water release. Gunshot. He sent a few compressed water bullets at high speed towards Akatsuchi, but he put his hand on the ground and shouted. Oten. Doryu Heki earth release. Earth rising wall and a wall of earth has rised from ground and blocked the attacks. In balcony. I think Genins will use A rank jutsu. They must have at least Chunin chakra level, said Kakashi Ashton by the level of skills that they show. Akatsuchi is nearly the best Oten user in Iwa. The only reason he is still Genin is because he doesn't has experience and that he is only 15, said the Jounin from Iwa to Kakashi. If you will give him a rank now, what will be? Asked Asuma curious. I Chunin now and with experience I'll say middle Jounin, said Iwa Jounin with a smirk. Troublesome, sighed Shikamaru. Anyway Sasuke-kun is better. He will beat him easy, said Sakura and Ino nodded. HN, said Sasuke. I need jutsu like these if I want to kill him. In arena. A good challenge, but I will win anyway, said Ryuji with a smile seeing his attack blocked. Don't underestimate me, said seriously Akatsuchi. I don't underestimate you, I know I'm stronger, yelled Ryuji while heading to him with his right hand on the sword that he had with him. Oten. Doryu Taiga earth release. Earth flow river, shouted Akatsuchi, and a river of mud formed trapping Ryuji in, but that wasn't the end of his attack. Doten. Doryuden earth release. Earth dragon bullet, he shouted, and a head of dragon formed from the mud and hit at Ryuji, knocking him. Winner Akatsuchi from Iwa, said Hade, impressioned by the skills of this genin. In balcony. He's already Chunin material, said Kurenai surprised. Yes. Sasuke, we need to seriously train you after the preliminary ends, said Kakashi, and Sasuke nodded with a grin. He is one of the most youthful genin that I saw, yelled Guy, making everyone wince at his tone. While Guy talked about youthful, Naruto clutched his teeth that his sensei never asked him if he wanted to train him. He only asked Sasuke while he and Sakura were give teamwork exercises. He trained him alone. Dosu and Choji, come here down and start your match, yelled Hade. The match is the same as in the canon with Dosu winning. Yamanaka Ino vs Nai Yugito, come forward, said Hade. In balcony. That woman is like you, said a dark voice in Naruto's head. What do you mean? Asked Naruto curious. I like you more when you use the scythe of Ila Chrono, you are more sharper. So how is she like me? Asked again Naruto. She is a Jinchuriki like you. What Bijuu does she has? See. When you use your head you ask some good question. She is the Jinchuriki from Matabi, the two-tailed Bijuu. And be careful if you will face her because she is cooperating with her Bijuu, said Kyuubi with a grin. Great. I need to become strong if I want to beat her and Matabi because I know you won't help me, stated Naruto. Hahaha. If you continue like that and add this further I will give you a tip with your training, laughed the fox. So if I advance further you will give me your little tip? Asked Naruto. Yes, but only. Now let me sleep. Oh Ino. Beat her and avenge me, yelled Sakura at a rival in love. Ino doesn't have a chance to win, said Naruto. How do you know, Naruto Baka? Said Sakura glaring at him. I know because I felt it, said Naruto. You are only a baka. You know nothing, said Sakura. What do you feel, Naruto? Asked Kakashi, making the others curious. I felt her chakra and I know sure that she'll win easy, said Naruto calm. So you are a censor, thought Kakashi and said. What make you so sure that she'll win so easy? Asked Kakashi. I'm so sure that she will win in a less than a minute and that if she won't win I won't eat ramen for a month, said Naruto, shocking all the people and making them think that he begin to lose his sanity. Troublesome. If you are so sure that you make a bet like that, said Shikamaru. Ino may not be the best kunoichi, but she will last more than a minute, said Asuma, glaring at Naruto because he think his student is so weak. Yes, Naruto, don't think so low of your fellow, said Kakashi. It's not that I think she is weak. It's because that Kumo girl is like me, said Naruto with a sad voice and touching his belly. Seeing his action the four-leaf Jounin realized what he mean, but these words made the genins curious. If she is like you then she is a useless shinobi like you are, said Sasuke. Yes, Naruto Baka, Sasuke-kun is right. Said Sakura glaring at him. Let's see and talk after the match. Said Naruto. Why does I even like her when she speak like that to me and treat me bad. Though he. In arena. Ready? Asked Hade and both nodded then he said Hajime. Immediately Hade started the match. Yugito disappeared in a blur of speed, appeared near Ino and hit her in stomach with her knee strong enough to make her spit blood, but that didn't stop Yugito to give her a back roundhouse kick in face making her collapse. Winner Nai Yugito and some medics come to see if Ino is good. Said Hade surprised by her speed and strong. In balcony. Holy shit. I didn't even see her move and attack. Yelled Kiba. I told you. Said Naruto with a smirk. Another youthful genin. Said Guy showing his cool pose. Her flame of youth burns so much. Said Lee. You are right my youthful student. Said Guy. Dai sensei. Lee. Dai sensei. Lee. Dai sensei. Both master and student were hugging each other in a beach as the water came rushing between them and crushing into the rocks. And a sunshine appeared above them. So fast. Said a jealous Sasuke ignoring them. Don't be jealous Sasuke, I will train you for the third exam and you will be faster. Said Kakashi with a smile. HN. Grind he as he saw that he will become strong. Naruto seeing again that Kakashi again offer his help only to Sasuke begin to hate his sensei. Aburam Shino and Zaku come forward to begin your match. Shouted Hade. The match between them is like the one in canon where Shino win. Hiba and Yuzuka and Uzumaki Naruto come forward. Said Hade. The match between them is like the one in canon where Naruto win. The Churo of Kiri versus Amoy of Kumo come down here and begin your match. Said Hade. In arena. Ready? Asked Hade and saw that the contestants nodded he said Hajime. Raiden. Ken Shiten, blade extension, shouted Amoy and his sword now extended a bit with lightning chakra started to run toward Chijuro but was forced to stop as Chijuro yelled water release. Wild water wave and a jet of water gushes from his mouth at him and done a backflip to dodge it. When Amoy touched the ground he saw that Chijuro appeared near him and did a vertical slash but he blocked with his sword. Seeing that Amoy blocked his attack Chijuro did a lateral slash but again was blocked but he smirked. Why do you smirk when I blocked your slash? Asked Amoy. That was my plan. Hiramekure unleashing, hammer shouted Chijuro as the bandages that covered his sword disappeared and now his big sword was covered with chakra in form of a hammer. Then he retreated his sword a bit and hit him again and Amoy blocked it but this time the force of the slash was so strong that destroyed his sword and sent him flying right in the wall, creating a crater. When Amoy made contact with the wall some bones broke and collapsed. Winner Chijuro of Kiri. Said Hade. In balcony. What force? Yelled Sakura and some nodded. What is that sword? Asked Sasuke curious about that sword. That is Hiramekure. Said Asuma. What is Hiramekure? Asked Sakura. Is one of the 7 sword of the mist. Said Kakashi. Like that big sword that Tsubusa had when we were in wave? Questioned Sasuke. Yes. He is a member of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist because only they can have these swords. Said Kakashi. Then he is strong enough to give you a run for money if he is strong like Tsubusa. Stated Naruto and surprised the other genin. Yes. To think there will be some genin that already are at the level of Jounin. Sighed Kakashi. How will we beat him if he is already so strong? Asked Kiba. UN said Kakashi but was interrupted by Guy. Kiba don't lose you flame of youth. The only way to beat someone like him is to train hard. That's the way of youth. Shouted Guy motivating the leaf genins. I sensei these are such youthful words. Said Lee. Lee. I sensei. Lee. I sensei. And they hugged each other and the imbateable Jinjutsu appeared again while the other wicked. Isumi Tsurugi and Kankuro stepped forward. Yelled Hade. The match between them is like the one in the canon with Kankuro winning. Tsubaku no Gaara and Rock Lee come here to begin your match. Said Hade. The match between them is like the one in the canon with Gaara winning. Kitsuchi of Iwa and Sasaki of Kiri stepped forward. Yelled Hade at them to come down. Ready? Asked Hade and both nodded then he said Hajime. As the proctor started the match Sasaki jumped back so he can use his jutsu. Water release. Water dragon whip and whips of water attacked Kitsuchi but she evaded easily while she approaching him and when she was near him she did a roundhouse kick in his face making him to step back a little dazed. You are good. Said Sasaki. What can I say? I came here to make my village proud not to play like some people. Said Kitsuchi glaring at Sakura and Ino who gulped. Then let's be serious. Said he as they took his sword from his back and made some hand seal and shouted water release, snake's mouth and a head of water snake twisted toward her, but Akatsuchi made some hand seal and shooted earth release, earth style wall, and a wall of earth rise from the ground and blocked the attack. Seeing his attack fail to hit, Sasaki began to run toward Akatsuchi and started to swing his sword to hit her, but his attacks were blocked or missed. "You still has a long way till you can be at my level, but you aren't too bad either," said Kitsuchi with a wide grin. Angry Sasaki made some more hand seal and shouted water release, water bullets followed by water release, snake's mouth and throw some kunes and shurikens to be sure he hit her now. "Earth release, earth dome," shouted Akatsuchi. After these jutsu made impact there was a hurt explosion. In balcony. "Wow, she is dead," said Sakura with a little grin because she glared at her. "After these jutsu I don't think he has more chakra to continue the battle," stated Shikamaru, observing that Sasaki was breathing hard. "What do you mean to continue the fight? She is already 2 meters under us," said Ino, who come to see the rest of the fight after she was traded by medics. "Look closer, she is alive and unscratched," stated Shikamaru, and the Jounin agreed. Back in arena. After the dust disappeared they saw a dome of earth broken and Kitsuchi in his back with a grin. "That was a good combination, but not good enough to beat me. Let me show you a good combination of jutsu," said she, doing hand seals and shouted earth release, flow river trapping him in mud, earth release, earth dragon bullet making a head of dragon from mud that forwarded towards Sasaki, but that jutsu was followed by fire release, fire bullet and making a lava head dragon that hit him. "Fuck," yelled Sasaki before being hit by her jutsu and collapsing with some burns on his skin. "Winner Kitsuchi of Iowa," said Hayate Ashton by her skills. In balcony. "Holy shit. She just done a lava dragon," yelled Sakura and Ino. "Troublesome. If I will ever face her I will forfeit," stated Shikamaru, making the others sweat drop at his words. "That's display level of skills isn't even show at the most of Jounins," stated Asuma with a nod from Kurenai and Guy. "She's already low Jounin if not middle Jounin level," said Kakashi, shocking the Genins because she is so strong. "Kakashi-sensei, how I can counter-attack this type of attacks?" asked Sasuke, jealous that there is another Genin with the skills of at least Chunin, while he is only a Genin. "I need that power to kill him. I will talk with the council after this preliminary match ends and ask for more trainers." Thought he. I don't really know now, but we will think for some plans if you will face her in the next exam," said Kakashi with a UI smile. "And if I will face her will you help me with some training to beat her?" asked Naruto. "I don't think that even if I will help you with training you'll beat her," said Kakashi, making Naruto to lose his happy face. Now only he had a sad smile, while his eyes lost a bit of their light, becoming more lonely. The others Jounin observed Naruto's suddenly change of face and the favoritism that Kakashi was showing to his students. "These are some unyouthful words to say to your students, Kakashi," said Gade, while Kurenai and Asuma started to glare at him. "But is the truth. Even if I train him for years he doesn't has a chance against her. While she is a genius he is the dead last," said Kakashi. "You fell in my eyes, Kakashi," said Guy, while Kurenai nodded. "And Sasuke has a chance?" asked, irritated by his words, Asuma. "Yes, he has. He is a prodigy and has the Sharingan," stated Kakashi, while Sasuke grinned. "Like I said always, I'm the best, dope," said Sasuke with a wide grin. "Sasuke-kun is the best," said Ino with stars in eyes. "Yes. Sasuke-kun is stronger than us all, while Naruto Baka is the weakest of us all. He is nothing," said Sakura with venom in her speak. After her words left her mouth she was hit by Kai from Asuma, Guy and Kurenai that made her to knee under pressure. They observed that already sad Naruto's eyes become almost lifeless, were angry that not only his sensei, but also his teammates were cold toward him. "Stop guys. That's only a little fight between them that they will be realized by themselves," stated Kakashi, trying to calm down them. "A little fight. You just said that he doesn't have a chance to become strong enough to beat a Jounin, and you are his sensei while one of his teammates doesn't give a thing about him while the other call him nothing. Is that how a team should be?" yelled Kurenai, angry, who wanted to slap him but was stopped by the colossal Kai that descended in the whole room, making all the people here to kneel. "Stop the cirque," yelled the Hokage, who listened this Kai. "We still have 2 more match and you give a bad name to our village. Do you understood?" yelled he while his Kai was still growing up. "Yes, Hokage-sama," yells the Leaf Jounins, fearing that he won't kill them all. "Good," said he as the Kai disappeared and letting them all to rise. "And Kakashi, we will talk later about this little incident," he said, rising again his Kai. "I understood, Hokage-sama," said Kakashi. "Now Hayate, should we continue the matches?" asked the Hokage, but his was more like a command. "Yes, Hokage-sama," he said with a little fear toward him. "I think you still are so strong, sensei." Though the sound Jounin, who was Orochimaru disguised. Naruto now was thinking about what just happened. So they treat me like I am trash, even if I'm their teammate. Sasuke think he is superior to all, Sakura think I'm nothing, and the worst, even my sensei say that. Like I told, Kit. These worms doesn't need your attention. Said Kyuubi. You are right. I'll show them that I'm better than all of them. I'll beat them all and show them how wrong they are. Said Naruto. Make them pay for these words, Kit. I'll become the strongest shinobi. I'll destroy them when I will have the chance. Said Naruto. Like that you should think. Said Kyuubi with a grin. Again in arena. Nara, Shikamaru and Kin, come here and begin your match. Said Hade. The match between them is like the one in the canon with Shikamaru winning. And now the last match and let's see who will fight again. Stated Hade while he was looking at the board, who was shuffling through names and after several seconds stopped. Will Kazu of Iowa and Uzumaki Naruto come here for their match? Said Hade. In balcony. It seem you lose, dope. Stated Sasuke, but was ignored by Naruto, who headed to arena, and that thing made him angry. Don't ignore Sasuke-kun, baka. Protested Sakura, but she too was ignored. In arena with the last match. Are you both ready? Asked Hade after both arrived in arena. They nodded and he shouted Hajime. Both jumped back to get some distance. You are already exhausted and injured after you match with that dog boy. Said Kazu with a smile. So you ignore me? You know you look like someone that we all shinobi from Iowa hate with all our heart. Stated Kazu, making the eyes of the Hokage to wide. Don't tell me he is thinking about who I think. Though the Hokage. Who? Asked curious Naruto. With your blonde hair and blue eyes you look like the fourth Hokage. So you need to die. Yelled Kazu. Only because I look like him? Asked Naruto. Yes, and the fact that you are from Konoha is a thing that I hate. Yelled Kazu with venom. Fuck. Though the Hokage. Now let's begin the match. Yelled Kazu with a smile. Haju Kage Bushin no Jutsu, shouted Naruto and made 12 clones who run toward Kazu. So you still have some energy, but you still will lose. Stated Kazu while doing hand seal and shouted earth release, rising stone spear, and spear rised from ground and destroyed all Naruto's clones. Fuck. Taju Kage Bushin no Jutsu. Shouted again Naruto, but this time only 3 clones appeared and run toward him. Just fucking great. I don't have much chakra left, thought he. As a clone tried to punch Kazu in face, he evaded by jumping back and throwed a kunai at it and disappeared in a puff. The others too tried to hit after he throwed the kunai, but was hopeless. Kazu was already prepared for attack and evaded them easily and did a high kick to a clone and a punch in face to another, while he evaded some shuriken from the real Naruto. Like I said, you'll die because you are weak. Stated Kazu with an evil grin, running toward him and hitting him without too much effort because Naruto was exhausted. Blood started to appear on his hand because Naruto's face was bleeding. Like that should be. The strong one should devour the weak one. Stated Kazu, but Naruto ignored him because he started to feel weaker and weaker. His body started to feel cold like he was in snow. Thought Naruto. Hey, Kyuubi, what is happening to my body? Shouted Naruto in his head. You finally started to absorb the power of the devil fruit. Said the fox, as Naruto thinked. How much time will get till I will have the power of Hai no Mi? Asked Naruto while he ran through forest to his team. With your body I think 2-3 days. Said the demon fox. Fuck. Right now in the match. Just fucking great. He said while the fox laughed. Enlist the match if I don't do something fast. Said Naruto, thinking what he should do. Why don't you use your now weapon? Asked Kyuubi, curious. The Scythe of Ila Chrono? Yes. I forget about it. He stated, and the fox started to laugh madly. Ha 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 ha. You are too funny. Laughed the fox. Back to the realm of the sane people, I think they are sane, while Naruto talked with the fox. Look at you. Are you too scared to move or what? Asked Kazu with a wide grin. So you still ignore me? Said Kazu as he took some shuriken and threw them at Naruto and pierced him, making him scream. Ah! Screamed Naruto. Hey, kid, go and give him a good fucking beat while I heal your injuries. Stated Kyuubi. Right. I'll kill him, not beat him, I'll fucking kill him. He said to Kyuubi, who grinned and said, if you continue like that maybe I'll give you a gift. And that made an evil grin to appear on Naruto's face. Proctor, stop the match or I'll really kill him. Said Kazu with a grin. Right. The winner of hate said, but was stoked by a scream. Don't even fucking think to stop this match or I'll kill you. Yelled Naruto at the proctor, who looked at Hokage for answer. That thing made the Hokage to think that there is still hope for Naruto, seeing his determined eyes nodded to let him to continue his fight. Oki, Gaki. It seem you can continue your fight. Said Hade as he jumped back to let them fight. You should stayed moveless and survive this match, but it seem you have a death wish. Said Kazu as he made some hand seal earth release, earth spear, and a spear of earth rised from ground, and he took it and started to run toward Naruto with the spear in his hands, with the intention to pierce his heart. While Kazu was doing hand seal, Naruto rolled up his left sleeve till his forearm was visible, and there was a seal with the kanji for Scythe. How did Naruto get a storage seal and what is in it? Thought the Hokage. In balcony. What is that thing on his forearm? Sasuke asked Kakashi. That's a storage seal. A storage seal is used to carry thing. Explained Kakashi. But these things are only possible if you have a high IQ or you are seal master so that you won't do something wrong. Said Sakura. Then how does the dobe has that thing? Asked Sasuke jealous that Naruto has something that he doesn't has. I don't know but after this match he need to give me a explanation. Stated Kakashi. Back in arena with our hero. As Naruto touched the seal and puted some chakra, the seal began to flash and a weapon appeared in his hands. But not an ordinary weapon, it was a scythe. The blade of the scythe was a blue crystal or so looked and the handle and top was sharp. A really beautiful weapon but at the same time a deadly weapon. As Naruto got in a battle stance with the scythe his face turned emotionless and his blue warm eyes now were icy and lifeless but deadly. He looked at Kazu with the eyes of a predator who saw his prey. From where did he get this eye then is that your face look without emotions is like this is your true face? Was the happy face a mask to cover your pain and this is your true face or is this only a mask Naruto? Thought the Hokage. When Kazu wanted to pierce Naruto with his spear, he disappeared in a burst of speed and appeared behind him. He couldn't even see him move. Such speed thought the Hokage. In balcony. So fast. Said Sakura and the others nodded. Even with my Sharingan I couldn't see him move. It was only a blur of speed. Said Sasuke looking at Naruto Ashton by his speed. He is as fast as I without my weight. Even Guy said normal phrased without adding Yaufler flame or youth so this was something shocking. He has the speed of a high Jounin. Said Kakashi Ashton by his speed. Even he wasn't so fast. Asuma dropped his cigarette seeing his speed. In arena. What trick is that? Yelled Kazu as he turned back and run toward Naruto, but he again disappeared and appeared near him and pierced him with his scythe. The thing that really shocked all wasn't the fact that Naruto pierced him, but the fact that Kazu started to freeze and after several seconds he now was a statue of ice. Without thinking Naruto cutted Kazu in two who now was a statue of ice. And his body who now was from two-piece felt and when it touched the ground he shattered. All the shinobi present here were ashten by the power of the weapon or frightened by Naruto ruthless. Winner Uzumaki Naruto by death of his competitor. Said Hate looking at Kazu who now was piece of ice scatter on the ground. Is this face your true face? Naruto thought the Hokage. In balcony. All looked ashten at Naruto who just killed someone with a emotionless face. How can he kill someone like that? What is he some kind of monster? Said Sakura. That is something that all shinobi must do. Every shinobi will kill someone in his career, so don't call him like that. Because if he is a monster for killing a person then we all drown in water after we killed much more. Stated Asuma while Kurenai nodded. I'm really curious about that scythe. To freeze someone complete like that in several seconds must be a really powerful weapon. Stated Guy. Such power whispered Sasuke. That weapon should be mine. That is a weapon for someone like me not a clanless dope like him. I'll have that weapon. Thought he. Naruto really need to give me some explanation. Said Kakashi glaring at him. Fuck. What I will say to the old fossil. Thought Kitsuchi as she saw her teammates die. In arena. Naruto sealed his scythe again in his forearm and after some step he collapsed on the ground. Naruto-kun. Yelled the Hokage as he appeared near him and shouted medics. Some medics to come and help him. And they came and took him to hospital. All were shocked when he collapsed after his display of power. Now that all the match are finished all the competitor come forward. Yelled Hate and they come in arena. The third stage take place in a month time, you can take your time to train and research your opponents. Now, please take one of the tokens from the box and read your number. Stated he. 8. Said Sasuke. 11. Announced Temari. 5. Said Carrie. 10. Said Neji. 14. Said Akatsuchi. 1. Stated Dosu. 9. Announced Yugito. 13. Said Churo. 3. Stated Shino. 4. Said Kankuro. 2. Said Gaara. 6. Announced Kitsuchi. 12. Said Shikamaru. And Uzumaki Naruto who is in hospital now is number 7. Now let's see the order of the matches. Stated Hate showing them a paper with the order of the matches. Dosu vs Abaku no Gaara. Abiram Shino vs Kankuro. Carrie vs Kitsuchi. Uzumaki Naruto vs Uchiha Sasuke. Nai Yugito vs Hyuga Neji. Temari vs Nara Shikamaru. Churo vs Akatsuchi. So my first match is against the dope. Finally I'll show you the true power of the Sharingan, the true power of Uchiha clan. Thought Sasuke grinning. If I want to take revenge on the blondie who killed Kazu, I need to win my first match. Thought Kitsuchi. Since this is a tournament that mean that only one will promote to Chunin? Asked Shikamaru. No, this tournament is judged by multiple judges. Myself, the cages who will come, the shinobi who are at least high Chunin and some of our clients. If someone possessed the qualities to be a Chunin, then that person will be promoted even if they lose their match. Answered the Hokage. So that mean that we all could promote? Temari stated. Or none of you. The Hokage countered. Now that you all know your match, go and rest. And don't forget you have a month to train and research your opponents. Said Hade. Kit. Wake up. Human, wake up, yelled a dark voice. What do you want, Kyuubi, answered Naruto as he opened his eyes. I want out and to eat you. What do you say, said sarcastic the fox. Where I am, asked Naruto, looking through room, and stated that he isn't in his room. You are in hospital. After you used the scythe and killed the shinobi from Iwa, you collapsed, explained Kyuubi. How much I was out? 3 days. 3 days. What happened after I collapsed? How do you think I know that? After you collapsed, the old monkey called the medics to take you to hospital. Now that I think. The devil fruit is finally absorbed, right, asked Naruto. Yes. Now you can use the power of Hi no Mi, but you can't swim anymore, explained Kyuubi. Like I said. That isn't really a weakness, and anyway I'll find a way to overcome this thing, said Naruto, and after several seconds the door of the room opened. I see you finally awake. Said a voice, and Naruto turned his head to see who came in. Close, pervert. Said he. Hey. I'm not a pervert. Yelled Abisu. Yes, you are. I'm not. Yes, you are. I'm not. Yes, you are. Anyway. We need to talk. Changed Abisu the subject. About what? Asked Naruto. About who is training you for the final exam of the Chunin exams. Stated he. What do you mean, who is training me? Your sensei is busy, so he can't train you, and so he told me train you with your chakra control. Explained Abisu. With what is he busy? Asked Naruto, who already guessed where he is but wanted to be sure. He is training Sasuke for finals. Sighed he. I knew it. He always is training him. Yelled he with anger. Calm down. I'll teach you chakra control. Said Abisu. Chakra control. You think I have a chance to win with only that? Didn't you see what guys I'll fight? Yelled he. No, you don't have a chance, but you will have a better control, and you can try again in 6 months when the next Chunin exams are held again. And if you'll train hard, I think you'll win. Said Abisu, firm, making him to calm down. You know. Whispered Naruto. What? You are the third person to ever believe in me, even if is a little. Said he with a sad expression. After he heard that Abisu started to feel bad for him. Maybe he don't like him, but he know the difference between a kunai and a storage seal. Hey Abisu. Said Naruto. Yes. Can you give me some details about the final exam? Right. You collapsed after your match and you don't know. The competitors have a month to train and research their opponents. The fights will be 1 versus 1. Explained he. After he thinked a little, he asked who I'll fight. After these words left his mouth, he saw that Abisu gulped. Your opponent is Uchiha Sasuke. He said nervously. So Kakashi left me for Uchiha genius. He couldn't even train me a little. I'll show them that even without help from him I'll win. I'll destroy him when we will fight. Stated Naruto, and the temperature in room decreased at least by 20 grades, making Abisu to tremble, but after few seconds the temperature become normal again. Thanks for information and for the little hope you have in me. Said Naruto, calm, rising from his bed and leaving the room. Where do you go? Asked Abisu. The train. But I said he, but was interrupted by Naruto. I'll train alone. He said, and leaving the room, left Abisu alone. Walking to Hokage Tower, Naruto arrived after 30 minutes. Going to meet the Hokage and thinking what to do, he remembered the deal he did with Kyuubi. Hey fox, wake up. Said Naruto. What do you want, kid? You said if I go in finals you'll tell me an advice for training. I think you forget. Your shadow clone jutsu has a little secret. Said Kyuubi, making him curious. What secret? When you dispel a clone, the memory that they accumulated, you'll get it. So if I use clones for training, I can train in a month what normal will take years. You are a genius. Exclaimed Naruto. Yes, I know I am, but you can't use cyclical training with them, so you'll put the clones to do what you want while you do cyclical exercises. And with your massive reserve of chakra and my help, you'll train in a month, a period equivalent of 3-4 years. Grinned Kyuubi. What's with your change of personality, and why do you help me? Asked Naruto, curious. You earned a bit of respect in my eyes, and we both hate the cursed Uchihas. Stated Kyuubi, making Naruto to grin. You are right. They use their cursed Sharingan to copy all without even working for these jutsu. Said Naruto. They are only fucking thieves. Cursed Kyuubi. Kyuubi? What? That's the beginning of a beautiful partnership against Uchihas. Said Naruto with a wide grin that was returned with a big evil grin from Kyuubi. What do you want? Said with venom a woman after voice. I come to see the Hokage. Naruto exclaimed. He doesn't has time for someone like you, so leave and don't come here anymore. Yelled she woman who is the secretary of Hokage. And if I don't want to leave, what will you do? I'll call the Anbu to take you, yelled she, but was interrupted by someone. What with this Urk in Hokage Tower? Asked someone. Hokage Jiji, said Naruto. Hokage-sama. That thing said he come to talk, why, said she, but again was interrupted by him. Yes. I was waiting him. Said he, glaring at her, making her to tremble. Come, Naruto, in my office so we can talk. Okay, old man. Said Naruto, leaving with him after he glared at the secretary. I'm too old for stuff like that. Said the Hokage, sitting on his chair and massaging his temples. Wait 3-4 years more and I'll take your position and let you to relax while drinking your favorite tea and read you perverted book. Said Naruto, grinning, making him to smile. So I should start to take my things home and make space for you. Said the Hokage with a warm smile. Yes. How do you feel? I'm fine, Jiji. Said he, a little sad. Why are you sad, and don't tell me you aren't, because I can say after all I am the Hokage. Asked he. It's about the final exam for Chunin. Why? Asked he. I'm not like the other participants to have a library of jutsu, so I can't learn, or to be from a clan and learn from them, or a family to learn from them. Said Naruto with tears in his eyes. Seeing Naruto like that, who was like a grandson for him, broke his heart. But you have Kakashi, who is your sensei, and he is one of our village best shinobi. Said the Hokage, guessing that thing will make him happy, but did the opposite. After he said this, the temperature of the room decreased at least by 20 grades. He isn't my sensei. Said Naruto with icy eyes. It was his first time when he saw these eyes on his grandson. It was like he was looking at Anbu from Root. What do you mean he isn't your sensei? Asked he. Like you heard. The only thing he taught me was tree walking. Said Naruto, shocking the Hokage that in 6 months he know only one chakra control exercises. And he taught you and your teammates only that? Asked he, irritated. No. Well, he left me to train myself. He teach Sasuke to jutsu, ninjutsu and jinjutsu. Said Naruto, raising his voice. And what does he teach Sakura? He said, angry that one of his ninjas show favoritism. Nothing, because she refused so she can watch Sasuke and share him. So you say the Kakashi trained Sasuke and offered his help to Sakura, but she refused while he left you alone? Asked the Hokage. Yes. Said firm Naruto, and suddenly the room was hit by a wave of Kai enough to make him knee. Even the Anbu, who were hiding to protect the Hokage, were dazed by it. Son of a bitch. Said the Hokage, rising his Kai. Gigi, I can't take your Kai anymore. Whispered a weakened Naruto. Seeing his surrogate grandson in knees and beginning to collapse, he stopped releasing Kai. Sorry, Naruto. I forget that you are here in my fury. Said the Hokage, who helped Naruto to rise up and to lay on a chair. After several seconds, Naruto recupered from his daze. Hey Jiji, can you give me some scroll with jutsu and some books about chakra control so I can train for finals? Stated he. Okay. Don't tell me that he left you to train yourself for the next month? Asked Hokage. Yes. He sent Abisu to train me in chakra control for exam while he is training Sasuke because he doesn't think I have a chance to win. Said Naruto. After this exam is over I will have a serious talk with him. Stated the Hokage, gaining a little smile from Naruto. I wanted to ask you about your skills that you showed in your fight against Kazu of Iowa. What about the match? He asked. About your speed, strength and that ice release. Stated the Hokage, looking in his eyes. I'll tell you Jiji, but you can't say to anyone, okay? Asked Naruto, and the Hokage nodded. That strength, speed and ice release I have when I use the Scythe of Ila Chrono, but there are some bad effects. Said he, and gaining a curious look from Hokage. When I use the Scythe I become sharper, calmer and more ruthless, but in my opinion these aren't bad effects. Stated he. Interesting. To think you get the speed and strength of a high Jounin when you use a weapon and control of ice. Said the Hokage. But from where did you get that, and what's with the storage seal? Asked he. I got that weapon in Forest of Death where I fall in a cave, and when I become the user of the Scythe that storage seal appeared on my forearm so I can carry the weapon. Said Naruto, half-truth. Then you are the new user of it and nobody can take it from you. Said the Hokage with a smile. I won't let anyone have that weapon. It's my first true thing that I have. Said he with a grin. So will you help me with some jutsu and chakra control? Asked Naruto. I can give you books about chakra control, but with jutsu I can't because I don't know what affinity you have. Said the Hokage. So I get only books about chakra control. Said Naruto, depressed that he can't learn any jutsu. Don't be depressed. I said I can't because I don't know what affinity you have, but if I know then is another story. Said he with a wide grin, making Naruto to show one of his foxy grin. You old fox. Replied he, making him to laugh. So how I discover what affinity I have? Questioned Naruto. But that. The Hokage replied, opening his drawer and took out some paper. What are these? He asked, curious. These are chakra paper. If you channel your chakra through it you find what affinity do you have. Usually genins have only one affinity if they aren't from a specific clan or have a Kekkei Genkai. And if you want to become Jounin you need to have 2 affinity. Said the Hokage. So if someone is from a clan they tend to have more affinity even if they are genins. And if I want to become Jounin I need to have 2 affinity, right? Asked Naruto receiving a glare from Hokage. What is so hard to think that I can understood all you explained to me? A little. Usually I need to tell at least 2 times so you can understood. Said Hokage laughing. That's because now I understood now that the life of a shinobi isn't easy. Is a long path with many bad things and few good, but if we survive and don't go back even when we fall and don't give up, then we'll reach our dream. Said Naruto only to hear Kai and seeing the Hokage having his hand in the form of Ram. That isn't funny anymore. Said he. Sorry it's just that I didn't think I'll hear that from the ramen lover, the prankster from hell, from you. Explained he surprised. Hey. I need to grow up if I want to take your hat. Said Naruto with a big smile. I see. You are right, but many shinobi don't understood that and go on the wrong path. Said Hokage. Only if your parents could see how much you grow. I'm so proud of you Naruto and I know that they will think the same like me. Thought he. So Jiji can you explain me how I know what affinity I have after I channel chakra through that paper? Asked Naruto. Right. If the paper ignite and turn in ash you have fire, if the paper will split in 2 then you have wind, if the paper will wrinkle then you have lightning, if the paper will turn in dirt and crumble you have earth, and if the pair will become wet then you have water. Here in fire country we tend to have fire. Do you understood? He asked and seeing him nod he give him a peeper and said channel you chakra through it. When Naruto channeled chakra through it the paper split in 2 and a piece turned in water, while the other piece turned in ice. That thing surprised the Hokage. It seemed you have 2 affinity. A high wind and water affinity. And it seemed that because they are so strong made another, ice. That's mean you just got a Kekkei Genkai. Explained he. I'm amazing. To have 2 affinity and a Kekkei Genkai. Exclaimed he going in his child mod making the Hokage to lob. I don't know how you have ice. Maybe is because you became the user of that Scythe or another is the reason, but good for you. Explained he with a warm smile making Naruto to felt better. My affinity is the same as Haku had. Said a little sad Naruto remembering Haku and his death. Haku? Ah, the one from your first C rank mission who became A rank. The Hyoten user. Said the Hokage receiving a nod from him. Yes. He is the one who taught me the way to get really strong. Said smiling Naruto. What is that way to become really strong? Asked the Hokage curious. He told me that I become really strong only when I protect something or someone who is important to me, even if need to die for them. Said Naruto impressing him. That boy, Haku was a really strong shinobi if he think like that. Like that all shinobi should think. Said he. Yes. Now can you help me with my training? Asked Naruto. Wait a little. Said the Hokage digging through his things and giving him some books and saying these 3 books are about chakra control, and these 2 are about shape transformations more exactly, an advanced form of chakra control, and a technique that is pivotal for the manipulation of chakra and the creation of new techniques. It involves changing the form and movement of chakra, determining the size, range, and purpose of a technique. Shortly shape transformations will help you to create technique and jutsu. That thing will be a great help for you new Kekkei Genkai. Explained Hokage. These things will really be good. Exclaimed Naruto. Now come with me in the Hokage library so I can give you some jutsu. Said he receiving a nod from Naruto. All these are jutsu? Asked a surprised Naruto by the huge number of scrolls that were there. Yes. Now come with my in water and wind section. Said he. Okay. Take these scrolls. There are 2 wind jutsu and 4 water jutsu. Said Hokage. Thank you Jiji. Said Naruto giving a hug to the old man. No problem. But I want you to do something for me. He said with a serious face making Naruto to tremble a little. What do you want? Asked he. I want you to kick their ass and make me proud. Said Hokage with a warm smile. I will. Said Naruto leaving the room. No. Though Hokage. After 15 minutes of running Naruto arrived at his private training ground, like he wanted to call it. It was a waterfall where he came when he could because this place was the most calm place where he could stay without being glared, beaten or worse. This place was his little heaven. The waterfall was deep in forest near the mountain. Okay. Now that I'm here let's see what Jiji give me. Stated he as he opened the scrolls. Wind jutsu, wind release. Great breakthrough. Wind release. Vacuum sphere. Water jutsu, water release. Water wall. Water release. Water dragon bullet technique. Water release. Exploding water colliding wave. Hiding in mist. Hiding in mist, that is the jutsu that Tsubusa used, but why would Jiji give me that jutsu though? Naruto for several seconds before he realized I see, so I will use this jutsu with my scythe. This thing will become a really powerful combination. Now let's start the training. Making 5 clones, he ordered them to read the book that Jiji gave him while he added the jutsu he received. After 5 hours the clones finished to read the books and dispelled themselves. Good. Now I know some exercises for chakra control and an idea about shape transformation. Thought he, making 500 clones and started to give order to them. Split yourself in 8 group of 50. He said, and they followed his command. Now one group henge yourself and go to library and study all you can. Group 2 do tree walking, Group 3 do water walking, Group 4 do leaf spinning, Group 5 do kunai standing, Group 6 do kunai balancing, Group 7 do kunai spinning, and Group 8 do leaf cutting. And dispel 10 of you after you finish with a frame of 3 minutes. He ordered, and they started to do their work. Now I want 30 of you to do water release. Water wall. 30 of you to do wind release. Great breakthrough. And the rest of you to do wind release. Vacuum sphere. And the frame between your dispel is 4 minutes of 10 at one time. He said, and they started to work. Good. Now I'll go to eat some ramen before I start my training. He stated to himself before leaving his clones to train. Naruto did the same thing he did in his first day of training for a week, waking up early in the morning and sleeping after he was completely exhausted, with only a difference. He trained his body till he collapsed every day because he know that with the help of Kyuubi, his fast healing rate, his body will heal in several hours. Now that I mastered all the 7 chakra control exercises and the first 3 jutsu, I can learn faster the other jutsu now with better control. He thought, making his new training program. Making 1000 clones, he first made 3 group with 100 clone each. Group 1 go and learn hiding in mist, Group 2 go and learn water release. Exploding water colliding wave, and Group 3 go and learn water release. Water dragon bullet. 50 of you go to library and continue your reading. He said, and they left. So I have 3 weeks till is the beginning of the final round of Chunin exams. Now I must learn to use my ice release and create some technique, and I almost forget to train my hi no mi. Though, he making his plans. You all 650 go and learn how to use ice release. He ordered, and they started to do their work. Making another 100 clones, he ordered them to go and begin to learn how to control hi no mi. Drawing his scythe out of the storage seal, he made another 200 clones and splitted them in 2 groups of 100 each other. One group started to learn how to use the scythe while the other group was doing sparring. And he started to do his cyclical training routine till collapsing to get healed by his tenant to start again his hell routine. Time skip, a week. After a week, Naruto learned and mastered the jutsu he received from Hokage. He even learned how to control his ice release and hi no mi, and now was thinking to create his techniques and jutsu. Hey Kyuubi, I think I found a way to piss and humiliate Sasuke, said he with a grin. How would you humiliate him? Asked Kyuubi, curious. Do you remember when I was in wave for my first C rank mission who turned into A rank? Asked he. Yes. What's with that? You know that there I and Sasuke fought against Haku who played with us. He stated. He played with you and that cursed Uchiha with his jutsu, the one with the mirrors. He said. Yes. That jutsu was a dome of ice mirrors that let him travel from one to another with high speed. Where do you go? Wade enlisted. Okay. I listened only because you found a way to humiliate him. Anyway. That jutsu Sasuke couldn't learn because it was a Kekkei Genkai. Was a ice release jutsu and I too have ice release so I can learn it, and explained Naruto, but was interrupted by Kyuubi. So you want to use that jutsu against him and humiliate him again with this jutsu that he couldn't learn or destroy? Stated Kyuubi. That's my idea. Said Naruto with an evil grin, making the fox to laugh. Ha 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 ha. You really are something. To think like that. Laughed Kyuubi. So what do you say? Asked Naruto. What I say is that you really are going to fucking humiliate him. I like you more and more each day. Laugh again, Kyuubi, who received a dark grin from Naruto. Time skip, 3 days later. Near the waterfall in Konohara, Naruto's training ground stand, he exhausted. I finally learned demonic mirroring ice crystals. Exclaimed Naruto before he fell on his back. Good job, kid. Now you only need to master this jutsu. Said Kyuubi. Yeah, I know. I'll make some clones to master it while I'll rest. He said, laying on the ground. You really use at maximum that clone jutsu. Stated Kyuubi. Normally if I want to become strong and show them that I'm not their bitch and isn't something bad. It's not like Sharingan who stole from others' jutsu or techniques. Kage Bushin no jutsu only help me to become strong faster. Stated he. I'll go to sleep more. Said Kyuubi as Naruto started to train. Time skip, 2 days. In Hokage office. Fuck. With each passing day these papers are multiplying. Said the Hokage. Sensei, I didn't know that you swear. Said a new voice from behind him. Why can't you enter like normal people, Jiraiya? Questioned he. Isn't funny if you already expect me to come. Jiraiya chuckled. So what new news do you have for me? Asked the Hokage. Not too much. It seemed that my ex-teammates is the cage of a Togaker. Said he. Troublesome. If he is the cage for a village. Stated the Hokage. Sensei, where is Naruto? I couldn't find him anywhere in Konoha. Asked Jiraiya. I don't know where he. Said he. What do you mean you don't know where he is? How I will train him for finals if I don't even know where he is? Yelled Jiraiya. I already gave him some jutsu and I tested his affinity and I found something interesting. Said the Hokage with a smile. What affinity does he have and what does you find interesting? Asked curious Jiraiya. He has high affinity for wind and water. And it seems he has a Kekkei Genkai. Answered he, making his student curious. The Kekkei Genkai? How can he have one if his parents didn't have any? Asked Jiraiya. I don't know how he get a Kekkei Genkai, but nobody know how Kekkei Genkai appeared, so I can't answer you how he get one. Stated the Hokage. What Kekkei Genaki does he has? Asked curious his student. Naruto has ice release. Said he, surprising him. Like the one from Yuki clan? Asked he. Yes. Said the Hokage as his student stated to grin. This Brad is really interesting, but you know that the elders will want to put him in CRA Clan Restoration Act or worse Danzo will want to make him a mindless weapon. Stated Jiraiya. I know I won't let them. I'll protect him and he will choose if he want Kra or not. Stated he, releasing a bit of his Kai. It seemed that sensei got his backbone back. Thought Jiraiya with a smirk. Anyway, if you want to train him, go in, said Hokage, but was interrupted when his office's door was practically kicked. Turning their heads to see who dared to do that, they saw a boy with blonde hair, blue eyes who wear a orange t-shirt, black pants and blue shinobi sandals. Naruto. Said Hokage, surprised that he doesn't wear his normal clothes. So this is Uzumaki Naruto. I heard that he wore an orange tracksuit. Thought Jiraiya. Yeah, who do you think will kick your door like that? Asked rhetorical Naruto. Your clothes, where is your orange tracksuit? Asked curious Hokage. It's dirty and I won't wear it anymore anyway. Stated he, surprising him again. What happened? I want to change and I wouldn't be a real ninja if I wore orange. Said calm Naruto. You really grow up. Said the Hokage with a warm smile that was returned back with a smile from him, but suddenly his smile disappeared and was replaced by a serious face. Gigi, we need to talk, now. Said the boy with a bit of Kai. What's it is, Naruto? Asked the Hokage, surprised by his actions. Why didn't you tell me that there was a Uzumaki clan? Asked he. What do you mean? Asked he. How did he find that or who told him? Thought Jiraiya and Hokage. Don't lie to me, Gigi. Yelled Naruto, slamming his fist in his desk. Not even a second later was surrounded by 4 Anbu with their sword at his neck. Calm down or we'll use the force. Said Anbut with a mask of a rat. If they won't take their swords from my neck you'll have 4 Anbu less. Said Naruto, who started to freeze partially and from his feet the ground started to freeze, surprising them. Leave. Said the Hokage toward his Anbu, who disappeared. So will you tell me? Asked Naruto, receiving a nod. I'll tell you, but first calm down. Said the Hokage. And can you stop to release your ice? Said the tall man with long white hair. Who are you? Asked Naruto, releasing his ice. The is Jay, said the Hokage, but was interrupted by the tall man. I'm the man who make the woman to lust after him. I'm the gallant toad sage and the one of the Densetsu no Sanin, Jiraiya. Said he, making a cool guy pose, making Naruto to sweat drop. Anyway. I want answer. Stated Naruto toward Hokage. Okay, but first to seal the room. Said he, making some hand seal and sealing the room. Naruto, how did you found that there was an Uzumaki clan? Asked he. Reading. Said he, calm, making the Hokage to fell from his chair and shouting Kai with one hand in Ramsel. Can you stop playing? Said Naruto. Sorry, I didn't think that I'll hear you to say that you read. Stated Hokage, making Jiraiya to laugh. Every day I make 50 clones and send them to library to read all they can, so when they are dispelled, I learn what they learned and one of them found that there was an Uzumaki clan. Said he. You really take now shinobi life serious. Said the Hokage, receiving a nod from him. So will you tell me? Asked again Naruto. Okay. The Uzumaki clan was a prominent clan in Uzashigakure. They were distant blood relatives of the Senju clan and as such, both were on good terms, an alliance that extended onto their hidden villages Konohagakure and Uzashigakure. The shinobi of Konoha integrated Uzashigakure symbol onto their uniforms and flak jackets, as well as on the shoulders of their uniforms, as a sign of friendship and goodwill between the two villages, and continue to do so to this day, in memory of their friendship even years after Uzashigakure's destruction. Explained the Hokage. So I am a descendant of the Uzumaki clan. Said Naruto. Yes. Your mother was in Uzumaki. Said Hokage, making Naruto to tremble. Do you have a photo of her? Asked Naruto, and the Hokage opened his drawer and took out a photo of a woman and handed it to Naruto. She had red long hair till her waist, blue eyes, a round face and a warm smile. Seeing his mother, his eyes suddenly become wet and tears fell on his cheeks. That thing broke the heart of the two men in that room. That only a photo can make him so weak, so vulnerable. Now they felt like trash that they didn't look after him like his mother and father wanted. "Can I keep it?" asked Naruto with high eyes still wet. "Yes you can. Her name is Uzumaki Kushina. She was one of our best jounin, but she died when Kyuubi attacked Konoha," said the Hokage. "So she hadn't abandoned me because I hold Kyuubi. She died when he attacked," said Naruto with a sad face. "No, Kushina loved you." Hokage saying him that made him to smile. "Thank you Jiji. Can you tell me who is my father?" asked Naruto after he thanked. "I can't tell you now. He had too much enemy and if they found that he had a son they will come after you. I promised him before he died that I'll tell you when you become jounin, so wait till then and keep his death wish," stated the Hokage and Jiraiya nodded. "Okay. I understood," said Naruto holding his mother photo at his chest and thinking about what he just heard. "So how is your training Naruto?" asked the Hokage trying to change the subject. "Is going too good," said he surprising them. "What do you mean too good?" asked Hokage. "I train with Shadow Clone Jutsu so I can learn anything faster," said he. "So you found the secret about this jutsu?" said the Hokage with a smirk. "Yeah. I used it every day since I started training," said Naruto. "Hey Gaki, if you every day make 50 clones who go to library and read, then how much clones does you use for training?" asked Jiraiya. That made even the Hokage curious. "Are you sure you want to know?" asked Naruto with a devilish smile. "Yes," said he. "Over 1,000 every day," said he, making them to drop their jaw before they yelled. "What?" shouted both at the same time. "It's so hard to think I can't?" asked he with an innocent face. "Yes. I'm Hokage, I can't make more than 30," said the Hokage. "How strong have you become kid?" asked Jiraiya. "You should say how strong I'll become when the finals arrive. Then if you excuse me I need to finish my S-rank jutsu," said he with a grin and shunshin using a water shunshin. "Did he just use a elemental shunshin and did he said that he is working at an S-rank jutsu?" asked the Hokage and Jiraiya nodded. "This kid will go far," said Jiraiya smiling. "Yes," replied the Hokage. After several seconds both started to laugh. "Didn't you want to train him?" asked the Hokage. "Fuck. I forgot to ask him," said Jiraiya as he shunshined away. "Now I can fight with the strongest evil. The one who every cage can't defeat, the primordial evil, paperwork," said he starting to work again. Time skip, the day of the third exam. All throughout one could feel the racing emotions of the day. Excitement, happiness, dread, sadness and anticipation. Even civilian people could feel the tension in air about this exam. It was something understandable. Some people come to watch the matches, some come to sell things now when the streets are full, some come to see their family who participate, and the most important things is that these matches will show how much prepared are the villages of the elemental nations. Arena. There's a lot of them, aren't there? Wondered Kankuro aloud to Shikamaru, who was next to him in the line. The two of them were staring at the gathered crowd. "I suppose. If it wasn't for my sensei, Ino and my mother I wouldn't be here. This is too troublesome," said Shikamaru sighing. Page box. There were already 2 Kage sitting in their chair. The first was the Hokage and his bodyguard the super pervert, Jiraiya. In the second chair was the Kazekage and his bodyguard Baki. "Ratings Hokage Dono, Kazekage Dono," said 2 voice behind them. Looking behind them they saw 4 people. 2 of them wore the Kage robe and hat. 2 of them were A, the Yondaime Reikage and B his brother and bodyguard. And the other were Mei Terumi, the new appointed Mizukage and her bodyguard Ao. "Ratings. I see you 2 could come to the final round of Chunin exam," said the Hokage, and the Kazekage only graded them. "I come to see my niece Nai Yugito and her teammates," said the Reikage sitting in his chair. "Yes. I come to show that even if Kurikagura just ended the bloodline purge we still are one of the great 5 shinobi villages," said the Mizukage sitting in her chair. "Wow. Look at these assets. They are a bit smaller than the one that Tsunade has," thought Jiraiya giggling perverted. "To think all the Kage would attend at the final round of Chunin exam," said another person who sat on the last empty chair for Kage. "Ratings Tsuchikage Dono," said the Hokage and the other Kages. "Great. Just fucking great. All the Kage are here. I can't proceed with the invasion now. It seem you live a little more sensei. Thought Kazekage, who was Orochimaru. "I think Konoha will be the last place you'll ever come, Tsuchikage Dono," stated the Reikage. "Yeah. I didn't think I'll come here, but I come eventually with some motives," stated he, making the other Kage curious. "What motives if I'm no too tactless?" asked a Kazekage. "I come to see my niece Kuritsuchi, the next generation of shinobi, and specially to see a Konoha shinobi," stated he, making them curious. "What shinobi from Konoha could make you come here?" asked the Reikage. "Please don't say who I think you'll say," thought the Hokage and Jiraiya. Uzumaki Naruto, the boy whom my niece said that looked like the Yondaime Hokage. Said he, surprising them. Yellow Flash? Asked Curious A. Yes. My niece said he even killed one of my genin with the speed of a high jounin. Explained he. To think there is a genin so fast. Said the Mizukage. It seem you hide a diamond. Said A toward the Hokage. You could say that. Said Hiruzen, the Hokage. What do you mean? Asked Mei. Naruto Uzumaki is the dead last of this year, but with hard work and his nindo he to become the strongest shinobi, he became a powerhouse. Said Hiruzen with a smile. So he is the dead last, and Uchiha is the rookie of the year. Stated Tsuchikage. So where is this Uzumaki boy? I can't see anyone who look like Yellow Flash. Asked A. I don't really know. Answered Hiruzen. What do you mean you don't know? He is your shinobi. Replied A. When the preliminary match finished he gone to train himself and I don't know where he gone. Said Hiruzen. The genin train himself without a teacher for Chunin exam? Asked Curious Mei. Yes. His sensei was busy training the Uchiha and couldn't train him, but I sent someone to train him. Said the Hokage, releasing a bit of his kai. This is favoritism. Said Mei, a little angry that a sensei left alone one of his students to train another. Who did you send to train him? Asked Tsuchikage, wanting to get more informations. I sent my student, Jiraiya. Said Hiruzen, surprising them that a Sannin trained a genin. So we should expect him to be something big if you sent your student to train him. Said A. Sensei. Said Jiraiya. What is Jiraiya? Asked he. I didn't train him for finals. Said the Toad Sage. What do you mean you didn't train him? Asked Hiruzen, glaring at him. Don't look like that at me, sensei. He didn't want to be trained by me. Said Jiraiya, surprising the cages. He refused you, a Sannin, second the most powerful in Konoha? Asked Mei. Yes. He wanted to train alone. Said the Sannin. Why would Naruto do that? He usually would accept help. Asked Hiruzen. He said that the jutsu he is creating wanted to be a surprise. Said Jiraiya, surprising the cage and the bodyguards. A genin creating a jutsu. He really is a diamond. Said A. What jutsu is he creating? Asked Inoki, the Tsuchikage. I don't know what jutsu, he didn't tell me. Answered the Toad Sage. You really hide a diamond, Hiruzen Dono. Said A. Now, shall we begin? Asked Hiruzen, and the cages nodded. The Hokage went to the edge of the balcony. He used voice amplification jutsu and said, welcome ladies and gentlemen to this year's Chunin exam final. We have talented genins from Konoha, Suna, Kumo, Kiri and Iwa. Now without further delays let's begin the matches. Said the Hokage, and the crowd cheered. With crowd. Where is Naruto? I don't see him anywhere. Asked Kiba. I think he is too scared to face Sasuke and run away. Yelled Sakura. Sakura, don't you think you are a bit too mean with Naruto? I know that he is the dead last and all, but he still is your teammate. Said Ino. He is useless. I don't even know how he become genin. Said Sakura. If he is useless then you what are? Asked Kiba. I'm better than him and with Sasuke we'll be invisible. Said Sakura, glaring at him. If you are better then why he is in the final part of Chunin exam while you lost? Asked Kiba, annoyed by Sakura. What did you said Sakura, but what interrupted by Asuma. You two stop now. The match will begin. Said he, making them both to stop talking. In arena. Hayate was explaining the rules to the participant. Let's begin the match, said Hayate, but was interrupted when ice particles began to form and a boy appeared. His hair is spiky blonde and has two jaw-length bangs framing each side of his face, blue deep eyes and whiskers on cheeks. He wore black Anbu pants, black steeled shinobi sandals, a black sleeveless shirt with a big red swirl on the back, and fingerless opera-length black gloves, wrapped in studded red-brown leather straps, think of Menma gloves. On his right leg was a bag for tools. Who are you? Asked Hayate. I only changed my clothes and you can't recognize me. So sad. Said he. So will you tell me? Said Hayate, curious who he could be. The next Hokage of Konoha, Naruto Uzumaki. Exclaimed he. Troublesome blonde. Finally changed his clothes. Said Shikamaru with a smirk, making Naruto to laugh. I think it was too troublesome to come here for a lazy like you. Said Naruto. Oh, what's with the change? Asked Sasuke, angry because he was at Naruto's house 2 days ago to demand the scythe he has but he wasn't there. Okay, now that all the competitor are here let's begin. Dosu and Sabaku no Gaara stay here while you all go in your balcony. Said Hayate, and they left. Page box. So this is Uzumaki Naruto. He really look like Yellow Flash. Stated A. He is so cute with these whiskers. I bet in 2-3 years he will become really handsome. Said Mei, licking her lips, making the people here to chuckle. Oh Hogaki, you are a goldmine. Only 13 and you already made a hot cage to look at you. Thought Jiraiya, giggling and writing in his notebook. He is like a mini clone of your Yondaime Hokage," said Inoki studying Naruto. "Fuck. What I will do if they will find he is his son." Thought Hiruzen. In crowd. "He looks so good without his tracksuit and new clothes," said Ino drawling a little. "I told you he will come," yelled Kiba at Sakura. "Sasuke-kun still is better." And Ino, "Why are you looking at someone who is Sasuke-kun? Don't you see he is only a clanless orphan, while Sasuke-kun is handsome, strong, rich and mysterious," said Sakura glaring at Kiba and Ino. "How can she talk like that about her teammate even if he is Naruto? I know that Naruto is clanless and clumsy, but at least he isn't ignoring me or glare at me. Naruto even tried to talk with me, but I ignored him or worse. I didn't even give him a chance." Thought Ino feeling bad. In arena. "Ready?" asked Hayate and both nodded and he said Hajime. As soon as the match began, Dosu began approaching Gaara to use his sound jutsu, but he couldn't come closer because the sand didn't let him. "Prove my existence," yelled Gaara as he raised his right hand and the sand began to cover Dosu's whole body. "Sand coffin," said he, and the sand crushed his body and blood scattered. "Winner by death. Sabaku no Gaara," said Hayate, a little frightened by Gaara. In crowd. "He killed him," whispered Ino scared. "He's a monster," said Sakura. In stands. "Troublesome. I'll forfeit if I will ever fight him," commented Shikamaru, receiving a nod from Shino and Carrie. "Finally a true challenge for elite Uchiha like myself," said arrogant Sasuke with a grin. "As you have a chance against him," said Naruto, who appeared behind him. "Oh, do you say that I an Uchiha and elite can't defeat a commoner?" asked Sasuke. "Who do you make a commoner, trash?" yelled Temari, angry that Sasuke said her brother is a commoner. "Yes. You can't defeat him. You are too weak," stated Naruto, receiving a glare from Sasuke. "Page box. Your son really is unique. Killing to prove he exists," said Mai. "Yes, he is unique, but he is a good shinobi," said Kazekage Orochimaru. He's really something else," said Inoki, and marking Gaara as a possible threat in future. "Anyway, the next match is beginning," said Hiruzen. In arena. "Aburame Shino vs Kankura. Come down and start your match," said Hayate, only to hear Kankura proctor, "I forfeit." "Okay. Aburame Shino win by forfeit," said Hayate. "Carrie vs Kuretsuchi. Come down and begging your match," yelled he, and the two girls appeared near him. "Are you both ready?" asked he, and both nodded. "Hajime," yelled he, and jumped back to let them start their fight. Once the match began, Carrie made some hand seals and shouted Raiten. Ken shit and blade extension, and her blade extended. After that she started to run at Kuretsuchi, who take out of pouch a kunai to block her blade. "You're good," said Carrie. "I try," smirked Kuretsuchi, who started to make hand seals and yelled earth release. Earth, stone, spear and spears appeared from the ground to hit Carrie, but she jumped back and dodged. "Raiten, Raikyu lightning ball," said Carrie, and a ball of lighting appeared in her left hand and she sent it towards Kuretsuchi, who shouted Doten, earth wall, and slammed her hand on ground and a wall appeared in front of her. Facing one to another, the jutsu made an explosion, but Kuretsuchi escaped unhurt. "This type of attacks can't defeat me," said Kuretsuchi. "That was just a diversion." "Raikyu Shishi Rendan lightning flash lion combo," whispered Carrie in her ears as she knocks Kuretsuchi in air with her blade and jumps at her quickly after that. She then proceeds to punch and kick her while she is still in midair. After this combo, she ducks to the floor just underneath the opponent. As her opponent reaches her, Carrie strikes the falling Kuretsuchi in the back with her knee and then let her helpless to fall off. "What do you say now, bitch?" asked Karuti with a big grin. "Page box. Wow. That was a really good move that she did there," said Hiruzen, surprised. "Yes. She's one of the best Kunoichi we have in Kumo," stated A proud. "To make a diversion with a D-rank jutsu to make your opponent underestimate your ability, and then when she is open to strike a combo to finish the match. She really is good. She's already Chunin material," stated Mei, and the other Kage noted. "It seemed your granddaughter lost, Tsuchikage Dono," said the Kazekage. "She may took a good beating, but now my granddaughter will fight serious," said Inoki with a grin, making them to look in arena. In stands. "Wow. She's good," said Temari, and Shino, Kankuro and Akatsuchi nodded. "It seemed that there is someone here who could give you a run for money, Shikamaru," commented Naruto, only to hear troublesome women, and that made him laud. "A good strategy, indeed. It seemed that there are only good competitors. Troublesome," thought Shikamaru, glancing at Carrie. "It's good that I decided to watch them act with my Sharingan open. A new strong move. Thought Sasuke, watching carefully Carrie with his Dijutsu, but that hasn't gone unnoticed by the other competitors. It seemed that the Uchiha already started to steal jutsu and techniques. Thought they. In arena. "Ah. My head is spinning. You really did a good number on me there," said Kuretsuchi, who had blood on her clothes and face. That's happen when you underestimate your opponent, said Kurita with a wide smile. Don't worry. It won't happen again, said Kitsuchi making hand seals Kaiten. HAISEKISHM fire, release. Ash pile burning, yelled she and a smokescreen appear from her mouth, but that wasn't the end. Kaiten. GMENKA fire, release. Great flame flower said she as she jumps in the air and shoots 3 giant bullets of fire that come down like meteors through the smokescreen. Yelled Carrie in her mind seeing the fire meteors. She threw her blade 10 meters behind her and after that she started to do backflips till she was out of the zone of impact, but Kitsuchi already anticipated that move from here was already there and hided Carrie with a powerful knee in her ribs, breaking 2 of them. After that Kitsuchi aimed a high kick at Carrie's head, but she blocked it with her hands and jumped 2 meters back. Good. Even with 2 ribs broken you still can move, exclaimed Kitsuchi. Even you move really well after my combo, said Kurita with a grin. Now it's time to finish this match, stated Kitsuchi. You're right. I'm really tired, said Carrie doing hand seals and yelled Raiden. GIAN lightning release. False darkness and a spear of lightning come out of her mouth toward Kitsuchi, who slammed her hand on ground and shouted Doten. Earth dome and a dome of earth formed around here to protect from Carrie's attack. Did I hit her? Asked Carrie loud herself. No, but I will, said Kitsuchi who appeared in her left set and shouted Doten. Doric, Taiga earth release. Earth flow river of mud trapped Carrie in, but that wasn't all Doten. DORYKDAN earth, release. Earth dragon bullet and a dragon head come from mud and fired balls of mud at Carrie Kaiten. ENDAN fire, release. Flame bullet and with that the balls of mud became lava and hit at her, hard. Boom. Making impact with Carrie fireballs exploded and half of the arena was covered in smoke. It seemed I won, said Kitsuchi who saw Carrie fall unconscious on the ground. Winner Kitsuchi, yelled Hate and called the medic to help Carrie and take her to infirmary. Page box. That was a real fight, said A smiling and the other nodded. Yes. Kitsuchi is really good with Doten and Kaiten and even Yoten, stated Mei and Inoki smiled. My granddaughter is really something else. To fight like that and to combine jutsu so good. If she continue like that I'll name her my successor, stated Inoki proud of his granddaughter. Oh ho. Finally you will resign as Tsuchikage and name someone younger, said A. What do you mean? Do you say that I'm too old to be Tsuchikage? Asked Inoki annoyed by him. Why said A but was interrupted by Hiruzen. No. What I don't know want to say is that we old mans should let the younger one to take our place because the time is changing and we should do the same, stated he. You're right Hiruzen Dono. The new generation always is stronger than the old one, commented Mei with a big smile. If you say so, sighed Inoki. It seemed that the next match is going to begin, stated the Kazukiage. Finally. I will see what Uzumaki Naruto can, stated Inoki. Yes. And what the last Uchiha can do, stated A. You're right. Now I can see 2 little handsome boy fighting, said Mei with a seductive smile. These Gakas are so lucky. Sighed Jiraiya and Killer B. And stands. Oh but seemed the time when you lose has come, said Sasuke grinding. Are you still barking, team? Asked Naruto. What did you say, dope? Asked Sasuke glaring at him. Right. I forget that if I want to make you understood something you need to hear that at least twice, stated Naruto making the other competitors to laud. Dope. You'll pay for this, said Sasuke. Hey. You two come here if you want to fight, yelled Hade at them and they left the stands and come to arena. An arena. Are you both ready? Asked he and both nodded. Hajime, yelled Hade. Are you ready to lose, loser? Asked Sasuke with a smirk. In your dream team, in your dream, replied Naruto. As Naruto said that, Sasuke began to run toward he with Lee-like speed and when was near he started to attack Naruto, but he dodged all his hits. So you can dodge my punch. Let's see how you dodge this dope. Kaiten Kakak no Jutsu, fire release. Great fireball, shouted Sasuke sending a giant fireball at Naruto who at the same time did hand seals and yelled Suiton. SUIJINHEK water, release. Water wall and a wall of water appeared from his mouth blocking the fireball. So you learned a water jutsu to stop my fire jutsu. A defensive one who will help me to kill him, said Sasuke grinding with his Sharingan open to copy any technique Naruto use against him. The clan for thieves. That's you clan, replied Naruto making Sasuke to scowl. What did you said? My clan is the strongest one that exists. Unlike you a clanless orphan and a dead least, said Sasuke hoping to make him angry. The orphan maybe, but I'm not a clanless, countered Naruto making him to wide his eyes. But poor clan, dope? Asked Sasuke. First my clan isn't poor. My clan is a noble clan from Whirlpool country that helped to create this village, but was destroyed in the Second Great War. Second, even today my clan lived through us. Didn't you notice that every Chunin and Jounin jacket have a spiral on them? Asked Naruto. So what's with that spiral? Asked he. That spiral is Uzumaki clan crest. It's our symbol like your fan for Uchiha. Replied Naruto. Anyway, that isn't important. And if they were destroyed in the Second Great War, that proved that they were weak, not like Uchiha. Said Sasuke with a smirk. Weak? My clan was destroyed by Kumo, Iwa and Carrie, who made and pact to destroy them. There of the 5 great village was need to destroy my clan, unlike your clan who was destroyed by a single man. Countered Naruto, making Sasuke to boil. And if you want to know more, the wife of Shadain was Uzumaki, but that history now. Stated Naruto, making Sasuke to rush at him. In cage box. Oh ho. So he is a descendant of Uzumaki. Said a. DSK. Uzumaki. They always were a pain in ass. Commented Inoki, making the other to sweat drop it as it ticks. Anyway, let's watch the match. Stated Kazuki, wanting to see more of Sasuke power. And stands. So Naruto is really a Uzumaki. Said Shikamaru, making the other curious. What do you mean really? Asked Temari. What I mean is that the Uzumaki clan was the one who excelled in Fuinjutsu. Replied he. Fuinjutsu? What is that? Asked Kankuro. Fuinjutsu is the art of sealing. That art could make barriers, explosive tags, seal jutsu, objects, living beings, chakra, along with a variety of other things. The Hiraishin of the Yondaime Hokage was a Fuinjutsu. Explained he, making the other to gasp. Wow. That jutsu was really badass. Said Kankuro. Yeah, troublesome blondes. Said Shikamaru, making the other to sweat drop while Temari was clenching her fist because she was a blonde too. So he can do that too? Asked Kitsuchi. From what I know, no. Said he, making the other to smile, but that was interrupted by him. But I don't think what to think anymore of Naruto, so if he do that I won't be surprised after what he did in preliminary. Making again everyone to remember the ruthless he had show killing Kazu. In arena. Appearing behind Naruto, Sasuke shouted Raken Shishi Rendan lightning flash lion combo as he knocks Naruto in air with his right leg and jumps at him quickly after that. He then proceeds to punch and kick him while he is still in midair. After this combo, he ducks to the floor just underneath the opponent. As his opponent reach him, Sasuke strikes the falling Naruto in the back with his knee and then let him helpless to fall off. Take that dope. Said arrogant Sasuke while looking at the crater that Naruto made when he fall on the ground. And stands. He copied my move. Yelled Carrie, looking at Sasuke. That's why Sharingan is a dangerous taijutsu. With it the user can copy any move, technique, style of taijutsu, jinjutsu or jutsu if they aren't bloodline. Stated Kitsuchi. He is only a thief. Said Carrie, and some nodded. Maybe they are, but that's what a shinobi is. He is a thief, a liar, a deceiver, a killer, or anything that can be good of their village. Troublesome. Replied Shikamaru while thinking it a way to make the Sharingan useless if he come to fight Sasuke. Page box. That's why I have Uchiha. They can steal almost any jutsu. Stated Inoki, looking in arena. That bastard. Already copied a jutsu from my village. Whispered A, but the other heard him. That's the way, Sasuke-kun. Show my your potential and hunger for power. Sharingan is the key for my immortality. Thought the Kazuki who was Orochimaru with lust after taijutsu. Down and stand. It seem he really is a genius. To copy that move only after he saw that once. Stated Asuma. Yes. He is a genius. My student. Said proud Kakashi, looking at Sasuke. In crowd. Sasuke-kun, you are the best. Yelled the fangirls, and of course Akura was yelling too. Back in arena. Proctor, call the match. Said Sasuke with a grin. The winner of the M said hey but was interrupted by a voice. Don't dare to call off the match. Yelled Naruto, who was coming from the crater with blood on his clothes but with only some scratch that were healing. It's that Kyuubi is already healing him. Thought Hiruzen, looking at Naruto. HN. So you can still move but not for much time. Said Sasuke, going through hand seals and sucked in a deep breath and shouted Kaiten. Gmirka no Jutsu, fire release. Great dragon fire, a big dragon of fire went toward Naruto, who finished his hand seals and yelled Suiton. Suriken no Jutsu, water release. Water dragon bullet, and surprising everyone, a large dragon of water formed from air and collided with Sasuke's fire dragon, making explosion. Page box. That brat is like Nidaime Hokage. He can make water appear from air. Maybe I can make a container for my body if I find a way to stop Kyuubi from stopping me. Thought Orochimaru. That control. He just formed a dragon from air that is in air. Said Ashton Mizuki, seeing Naruto's control over water. It seemed that this brat can become a really strong shinobi. Stated A, surprised. Yes, I know he can. Said proud Hiruzen, but at the same time Ashton, that Naruto is so good with water release. He is the first person after Nidaime who could do that. That's really troublesome. Said Inoki, marking Naruto in his mind as a threat for Iwa. Handsome, clever and powerful. What can a woman want more from a man? Thought Mei, looking with lust in her eyes after Naruto. Down and stand. Wow. That was the only thing that Asuma could say. It seemed that Naruto is a genius if he can have so much control. His flame of youth bright so much. He is one of the most youthful genin I ever seen. Said Guy, making the other to sweat drop. And stand. He just formed a dragon without water near him. Only from air. Said surprised Kitsuchi. Yeah. That brat is something else. Replied Kankuro, and the other nodded. Troublesome. He just can't stop surprising us. Commented Shikamaru. Somewhere and stand. It seemed that Kyuubi brat isn't a talentless like the other thinked. To think he is like Nidaime with water release. I need to play the right cards after this exam finish and I will make him a member of Root. Thought Danzo, smiling. In arena. Don't even try to use that jutsu because you'll only use all the chakra you have. Said Naruto, seeing Sasuke looking at his hands with his Sharingan. Why dope? Do you think I can't? Asked Sasuke. Isn't that you can't, but you don't have a high affinity for water like me and you'll only exhaust yourself or even lose your consciousness. Explained Naruto. He is right. TSK. Anyway, I'm more powerful. Thought Sasuke with a grin. Anyway dope, thank you for that jutsu even if I can't use it without water near me. It will be useful in some mission. Stated Sasuke arrogant, but Naruto only grinned. Why do you grin? Asked he. Because I will start to fight serious and you can't copy the next jutsu. Said Naruto with an evil grin. Did you finally lost your head? With my Sharingan I can copy anything. Replied Sasuke. Your Sharingan can copy anything, but you can't copy Kekkei Genkai, say Naruto. Are you implying that you have a Kekkei Genkai, dope? Replied Sasuke. Yes, Sasuke team, a month ago my Kekkei Genkai awakened. Stated Naruto, making the other people curious. What poor Kekkei Genaki can you awake? Asked curious Sasuke. You know very well my Kekkei Genkai. You even fighted with a person that had my Kekkei Genkai and lost. Stated Naruto. I didn't lost any fight against someone who had a Kekkei Genaki. Said Sasuke. Think better. When we were in our first mission outside of Konoha we went in wave where we both fought again, said Naruto, but was interrupted by Sasuke, who realized. We fought August Haku, the hunter nin who was with Zabuza. The one who had Hyoton ice release. Said Sasuke, looking at Naruto. Right. It seems you have something in your head. Said Naruto, receiving a glare from Sasuke. You can't have that Kekkei Genkai. You're a loser. Said angry Sasuke and yelling Kaiten. Kankakik no jutsu, fire release. Great fireball, and a ball of fire went toward Naruto, but he just expired air from his mouth and the ball of fire froze, shouting again the spectators. He really has Hyoton. Like Haku, but I'll show him that Uchiha are the best. Thought Sasuke, starting to smirk. Page box. What, yelled A, rising from his chair after seeing the ball of fire freezing from a little breath. Kukuku. Naruto-kun is really something else. I'll find a way to make him one of my next container. Thought Orochimaru, smirking evil. He is becoming more awesome every second. Said Mei, licking her seductive lips, making the other males to have a small blood ooze from their nose. Yaha. I will make a new book that will become the next with this Gaki. He is goldmine. A young lonely warrior participating to a tournament for glory and fame is attracting the daughter of the man who is hosting the tournament, showing his power in a night of pleasure. Thought Jiraiya, chuckling and writing in his notepad. I won't lost to someone like him. Sharingan is the ultimate Kekkei Genaki. I'm Uchiha. Only Uchiha can defeat another Uchiha. Thought Sasuke, arranged that Naruto just freezed his fireball effortless. You can't defeat me, dope. Yelled Sasuke, making hand seals and sucked in a deep breath and shouted Kaiten. Msenka no jutsu, fire release. Phoenix immortal fire and a volley of small fireballs were sent flying in an unpredictable manner, assaulting Naruto, making him to evade and dodge them, but he wasn't fast enough to escape from all, even if he trained with over 1,000 clones at every day a month. Fuck. After this exam I will speed up my training. Thought Naruto, seeing the remaining small fireballs approaching him, and he yelled Suiton. Suijinhek, water, release. Water wall, and a wall of water appeared from his mouth, blocking the fireballs. The impact created smoke but it disappeared fast when shurikens pierced it, going toward Naruto, who didn't expect this and was hit by them, making him to fall on one knee. But that wasn't the end. After shuriken's assault, Sasuke appeared behind Naruto and tried to stab him in neck with intent to kill, but missed when Naruto done a front flip and evaded his attack. That was dangerous. Didn't your mother teach you that is bad to play with sharp things? Asked sarcastic Naruto, making Sasuke to scowl at him. At least I had a mother, unlike you. Replied Sasuke, seeing that Naruto glared at him and a smirk appeared on his face. That motherfucker. Thought enraged Naruto to himself. Ops. I forget you didn't have a mother. Said arrogant Sasuke, seeing that his psychological war is working against Naruto. Shut up. Yelled Naruto as he disappeared and appeared near Sasuke and giving him a high heel kick in his face, throwing him 5 meters. That hurt, but I finally enraged him. Thought Sasuke, grinning. I wanted to play more with you, but it seems you don't want to play. Said Naruto and went through hand seals and yelled Hijutsu. Makam demonic ice mirrors and a dome of 21 ice mirrors appeared and trapping Sasuke in it, making him to shiver remembering his first time in this dome. This can't be real. It's only a Jinjutsu. You can't do this. Yelled Sasuke and trying to break this jutsu who he thinked was a Jinjutsu. It's very real. Every mirror is real. Have you already forget that I have almost the same Kekkei Genkai like Haku had? Stated Naruto as he entered in one of his mirror and the copy of him appeared in all the other, while he had a foxy grin. Kain. Gurka no Jutsu, fire release. Great dragon, yelled Sasuke and a dragon head of fire appeared from his mouth and went toward Naruto's mirrors, but the mirrors didn't even head scratch making him to wide his eyes, seeing that his strongest fire jutsu didn't have any effect. Weak. Your attacks are weak. Your jutsu is weak. Your mind is weak. So you are weak. A weak Uchiha. Said Naruto and making Sasuke angry. He didn't stop here. You want to revive your clan, but you didn't even look at one girl or talk with her without bringing Sakura in this dispute. You want to kill your brother, but you are weak. Continued Naruto making Sasuke more angry. Shut the hell up. I'll revive my clan and kill that traitor. Yelled Sasuke glaring at him. Dream, team, dream. You have an army of fangirls who are after you to bear your children, but you ignore them, and if you will ever have children then it's a miracle. But you still have chance to revive your clan if you won't be an emo so much. And for your second task is impossible for you. Stated Naruto enraging Sasuke. Isn't a dream. I'll make it reality. I'll kill him and revenge my clan. Yelled Sasuke glaring at Naruto. Hahaha. You are so funny. You have more chance to become a comic. You really think you can kill your brother? Asked Naruto and seeing Sasuke nod he continued, you are mental, team, mental. You have problems with your head. When Itachi was 13 like you he already was a Anbu captain, while you are only a genin. He at that age was clever, strong, a good strategist, a good leader and many other things like that while you are weak. Finished Naruto. He's only a traitor. I'll kill him, but before that I'll kill you. Yelled Sasuke enraged and throwing a barrage of shuriken and kunai at Naruto's mirrors, but again, nothing happened. Anyway. Said Naruto forming eye senbons in his hand and started to throw them at Sasuke while moving from one mirror to another at exceedingly high speeds, making him impossible to be tracked by him or the other spectators or veteran ninja. After 15 seconds Sasuke was in his knees with his body full of eye senbons and blood. I just started team. Chuckled Naruto devilish. In crowd. Holy shit. Yelled Kiba and some spectators. This can't be possible. Said Sakura looking at her dear Sasuke who was in his knees. In stance. What the fuck? I couldn't see him move or attack. Yelled Kankuro. Such speed. It's impossible to track him. Said Kuritsuchi agitated. How can he move so fast? Asked Temari but didn't receive any answer. To think that even Sharingan can keep with his speed. Too troublesome. Sighed Shikamaru and the other nodded. Down in stance. What is that jutsu? Yelled Asuma dropping his cigarette while the other's jaw hid the ground. Could you follow him with your Sharingan? Asked Kurenai Ashton Kakashi. Barely. Replied an Ashton Kakashi. He's burning with flames of youth. Yelled Guy in a youthful pose making the other to sweat drop. Cage box. So fast. Said at the same time all the cage and their bodyguards. Even I had problems following him. Stated A who was the fastest shinobi alive after Yondaime Hokage died making the other to gasp. What are you trying to do? Asked Inoki looking at Hiruzen. What do you mean? Asked he. What I mean is that are you trying to create a new yellow flash? Asked he making Hiruzen to smile. No. Did you forget that he trained himself? Asked Hiruzen. No. Inoki replied. He will really become a strong shinobi. Stated Mei surprised. Yes, he will become one of the strongest. Said proud Hiruzen. Still I'm the fastest man alive. Said A with a smirk. I don't think so. Replied Hiruzen making the other curious. I recognize him that he is fast, but I'm still faster. Commented A while the other three cage nodded. That's what you think. Let me tell you a little secret. Said Hiruzen with a smirk making the other curious. Naruto now isn't using his full speed. Said he making the other to gasp. How isn't he using his full speed? Asked Kazukiage. Well now he is using full of his speed with that ice jutsu, but he has a trump card that you forget. Replied Hiruzen. What trump card? Asked A. He is using his full speed and power when he is using the scythe he used in the second exam and preliminary. Said Hiruzen. How come? Asked A. Well, when he is using that weapon his natural speed and power grows 6 or 7 times. Stated he, making the cages to drop their jaw. Isn't not possible. Said Inoki. He is right. Agreed A. Maybe no or maybe yes. But if is yes then he is fast or faster than your deceased Yondaime Hokage. Stated May, making the other to shiver, knowing that if someone could match or even surpass him, then he is a monster among monsters. And to think that he is only 13. Said proud Hiruzen, making the other to gulp. He's too dangerous to be left alone and to grow stronger. Thought Inoki. Finally someone who can challenge me. Thought with a smirk. Naruto-kun is really one of the best container I could find. I need to find fast a way to make him my container before he become too strong. Thought Orochimaru, who was disguised as Kazukiage. Aki, yo, you will surpass your father. Thought Jiraiya, proud of his student son. I think I fall in love. Thought May, blushing, making her bodyguard, Ow, who saw that to worry about his cage. Izukage-sama, you shouldn't in, said Ow, but was interrupted by May. Shut up or I'll kill you. Warned May before she started to blush again, making out a gulp, while he trembled in fear seeing his leader face when she warned him. Arena. Naruto was moving from a mirror to another to an amazing speed while throwing at Sasuke senbons, and he tried to evade them, but it was too hard because he didn't know from where they come. How can I lose? I'm Uchiha. Thought Sasuke while he evaded some of the senbons, but it was hopeless, they were too many. So what do you say, team, do you surrender? Asked Naruto, smirking. No. I won't ever surrender. Yelled Sasuke, angry. Okay. I understand you won't surrender, but maybe you can beg me to let you live and then I'll knock out you fast without pain. What do you say? Stated Naruto, grinding like a madman. Never. You'll be the one who will beg to me. I'll beat you and after that I'll that your weapon that should only belong to an Uchiha. Replied Sasuke, smiling, but he only hurt a lot. Ahaha. You really are funny. You really think you can beat me and take what is mine? Asked Naruto with a devilish smile. I don't think I can beat, I know I can, and that side will be mine after these exam. Stated Sasuke. And you think I'll give my weapon to you? Asked curious Naruto. Yes. Replied Sasuke. You don't power to demand me something. Said Naruto. I don't have but the council has and they will demand you to give my that weapon and your secret about your power so that I can become strong. Stated Sasuke. You think I'll let someone to take what is rightful mine? And if you want to know, they can't demand anything to me, only the Hokage can give me order to give you something, but even he can't. Stated Naruto, making Sasuke curious. What do you mean, loser? Asked Sasuke. Okay. I'll tell you now even if I didn't want, but now that I think is better with all this audience. I, Uzumaki Naruto, announce that from this moment the Uzumaki clan will again be an official clan. I'll rebuild it. I promise that Uzumaki clan shall again be a power to be reckoned and feared by hidden villages. Announced Naruto, making the other to wide their eyes at his words. You can't do that. Maybe you have a Kekkei Genkai, but you don't have supporters, money to build a compound, diplomatic power, and the council won't let you. Replied Sasuke, arrogant, thinking he won, but he heard again Naruto laughing. You really think I can't? You are such a fool. Have you already forget that Uzumaki clan was one of the clan that helped Senju Hashirama to build this village, so I already have more money than even your clan plus the other clans that are in this village. Said Naruto. You think that if your clan helped to build this village you have more money than all the clan plus Uchiha? Asked arrogant Sasuke. Yes, because they didn't only help Senju clan to build Konoha, but also my clan has an whole country. Land of Whirlpool is my clan country. Stated Naruto, shocking many that he has a whole country for himself. TSK. So what if you have a country? Do you have the other things? Asked Sasuke. Yes, I have supporters and politic power with the help of Sandaime Hokage, who I'm sure he will help me rebuild after all the things he hid from me. Said Naruto, looking in cage box at Hiruzen, who started to sweat and giving him a small nod. See. He will help me, and if he can't because of the fool that are in council, then I can leave the village and make my own village, or I can go to any other of the 5 great village. Said Naruto, choking the audience. You think they let you do that? Asked Sasuke. If they won't let me do that then I'll go to the other village and I'm sure they will accept me with their arms wide open to have an Uzumaki in their village who is the best with you in jutsu and more. I'm at the same time the last of Yuki clan after Haku died now that I awakened my Kekkei Genkai. Stated Naruto, choking again the audience. You really think that Konoha will let you go to another village? They faster will kill you. Replied Sasuke, receiving a nod from villagers and some councilmen. You are right. They faster will kill me, but they don't have that power anymore. With demonic ice mirror I can leave this village faster than you can say Uchiha, and with the jutsu I created this month, let's say I can destroy a quarter of village, and said he, but was interrupted by Sasuke. The quarter of village with only a jutsu? Impossible. You don't have this power. You are only a loser, a orphan, a dope, a nothing. yelled Sasuke and made him to laugh. Ahaha. Like I said, you are funny. I really created a jutsu with that power, but I only can make that jutsu only once with the power that I have now, and if I can't use that jutsu, then let's say I let the fox out of his cage to play with him. Stated Naruto, making the old generation to shiver and the new generation curious. Even Hiruzen was shocked hearing that. What do you mean I let the fox out of his cage to play with him? Asked Sasuke curious. Nothing that you shall know. I think it's time to finish the cirque. I'm really hungry and I think I humiliated you enough, showing that you are weak compared to me, the dead last of the academy. Said Naruto, forming some senbons in his hands and wanted to attack Sasuke but was stoked when he pulled out of his pocket a picture. From where do you have that picture? Asked Naruto seriously. I took it from your apartment 2 days ago when I was there to see if you were there and demand you to give me your weapon, but I only found this picture under your pillow. Said Sasuke smirking. Give that back. Yelled Naruto. Why should I give it back? It's only a picture, but I should say that the woman from this picture is a really beauty. Said Sasuke, wanting to enrage him. I said give it back. Yelled Naruto, and his mirrors started to crack, and of course Sasuke saw that. She really is hot and has a well-endowed body. Said he, looking at the picture and making Naruto more angry with every second that passed. Shut up. Give it back now. Yelled Naruto, wrathful. Now that I look better, you are like her. Your face shape and eyes are like her, even your smile. Stated Sasuke, his smirk widened seeing that the mirror began to fade and continued to assault him verbal. Give it back now. Raging Naruto while his voice started to become demonic. Page box. Fuck. No. No. I need to stop that match now. Thought Hiruzen, seeing that Naruto features began to become wilder and a malicious aura appeared in the whole stadium. What is this malicious and hatred that I felt? Is this from that boy? Asked himself. That his aura is like the one that Gaara had when he used the power of his tailed beast. Thought May. This hatred. This aura. Is he a Jinchuriki? Asked himself Inoki. Yes. Hate more. Become more angry and unleash Kyuubi, and so I can begin my invasion. Thought Orochimaru with an evil smile on his face. Is the seal weakening? Asked himself Jiraiya. Kyuubi. Said a voice in B mind. What? He Jinchuriki of Kyuubi no Kitsune? Asked B, the voice who was his tailed beast. Yes. Stop this now or the things will become troublesome. Said the tailed beast. Stance. Run. Run. Kyuubi is mad. Bad thing happen when he is enraged. Warned Shikaku, scared. Why are you scared, mother? Asked Gaara. It's Kyuubi no Kitsune. The strongest of us. He is a force of nature and when he enraged nothing can stop him, so run while you can. Warn again Shikaku, but Gaara only think that Naruto will prove his existence. Back in arena. Is she perhaps your mother and you want her little picture back? What a baby boy. Said Sasuke laughing and continued, she looked like a slough, said he, but was interrupted when an explosion of chakra had place. Shut up. I'll fucking kill you. Roared Naruto, and red chakra covered him. His whiskers became more defined and blue, yes, become red slitted, his lips become black, and his hair was wilder. The red chakra took the form of a fox with 3 tails. The killing intent Naruto emanated was so powerful that the majority of the civilians fainted and the weak shinobi. The other who resisted began to shiver and tremble in fear, remembering the aura that Kyuubi emanated 13 years ago when he attacked their village. What is that power? This chakra is so potent that the sky began to darken and the earth to shake. Why does he has this power? That power shall be mine. Thought Sasuke, trembling in fear. I warned you to give me back my picture, but no, you wanted to enrage me. Let's see what you will now that you managed to annoy me, to enrage me enough to kill you or better to cripple you. Said Naruto with a devilish grin that even made Orochimaru look like a child compared to him. With every step that Naruto made he created small craters and Sasuke yelled at him, frightened, stay back. Don't come here. Looking at his slitted eyes that looked like the eyes of death. What is it, Cha? Are you scared? Chuckled Naruto before he disappeared and appeared in front of Sasuke and removed his right eye, making him to scream in pain, but that was only the beginning. After that he started to hit him till he was full of blood. Stop. Show mercy. Murmured Sasuke, shivering in fear while he was held by his throat by Naruto. I remember when I said these words almost every day when I was still a civilian and the villagers plus some shinobi beaten me till the blink of death. I prayed to God that they might stop and leave me alone, but I wasn't show any mercy. On the contrary, I was beaten even worse, but I survived, so you should survive too. Explained Naruto before he went to stab Sasuke's heart but was stopped by Kakashi, who appeared in his left side and helped his arm. Stop this now. Said Kakashi. So the teacher has come to save his favorite pupil. So touching. Said Naruto with a grin. Stop. You already won. Stated Kakashi, seeing that Sasuke lost his conscience. Why should I stop? You aren't the proctor. Hey, it is so only here the Hokage can stop the match. Replied Naruto, glaring at Kakashi. Naruto. You won. said the Hokage who appeared near him. Why should I stop, old man? Is a match? Asked Naruto. If you stop, I'll give to you after the exam your legacy and I'll tell who is your father. Stated Hiruzen, and Naruto dropped Sasuke, who was caught by Kakashi. You're so lucky. This is the first and the last time that I show mercy. The next time I'll kill him when he takes something that belonged to me. Stated Naruto after he took his mother picture from Sasuke's hand and left while Kyuubi chakra disappeared and his features returned to normal. Kill the demon. Yelled some people. He just destroyed Uchiha-sama's Sharingan. Kill him. Yelled another people. What the hell was that? Asked Sakura. And that motherfucker, son of a bitch, just hurt my Sasuke-kun. Continued she while her inner voice was yelling, kill him. Maybe he really is a monster like our mother said. He crippled our dear Sasuke-kun. Holy cow. He destroyed his eyes. I don't really know what to say, but Akamaru is scared to death. Replied Kiba, trying to get Akamaru to get out from his jacket. How can chakra cover him like that? Is that even possible? Asked Ino but didn't get any answer. Down and stand. Holy shit. That kid scared the shit out of me. Exclaimed Asuma, trying to light a cigarette, but he couldn't because his hands were shaking. That aura, bloodlust, hatred and malice was like 13 years ago when Kyuubi attacked. Said a trembling Kurenai. No fuck. I still can't stop my hands from shaking. Replied Asuma, still trying to light his cigarette. Is the seal weakening, thought Kakashi as he had came back and stands by Hokage orders. He ripped Sasuke-sama eyes. That demon. Yelled some Jounins. Kill the demon. Yelled the same Jounins. That thing just complicated the thing for him to be accepted in village. Thought Asuma. Page box. I think he already can control 3 tails of chakra. Thought Jiraiya, but how did he learn to control that power, asked he himself. That was so scary. Thought Killer B. I told you. When Kyuubi is angry isn't a game, or should I say when a host with Kyuubi's power is angry isn't a game, asked himself a chibi. That son of a bitch. He just destroyed one of his eyes. Now Sasuke-kun will have only one eyes. Cursed Orochimaru. Your genin is really brutal. Said Inoki Smilligan, seeing that their last loyal Uchiha had just lost one of his precious eye, but before Hiruzen could give him a reply, Mei answered him. He may be, but he was with a motive after what we saw. Mei stated, defending Naruto. Yeah. He done what any man would do when his mother is insulted. Stated A. What? Asked curious Hiruzen. He will rip the motherfucker eyes with his bare hands after he beat his enemy till he ask for mercy, but only get another round with his fist. Stated A, making some of the present people to laugh. Competitor stand. Holy fucking shit. I think I'll die from only his killing intent. Yelled Kankuro, and some agreed. That aura was inhuman. My insects told me that I shouldn't ever face Naruto in a fight. Said peaceful Shino. Yeah. Blondes are troublesome. Sighed Shikamaru. What did you said? Yelled Temari, who heard him. Fuck. Exclaimed Kankuro. What? Did you piss yourself? Asked his sister cynical with a grin. No worse. I just shited myself. Said Embersard Kankuro as the other competitors made some step back. Anyway, he just ripped one of Uchiha's eyes. Don't you think he will be in trouble because they are from the same village? Asked a curious Kuretsuchi. She is right. Sasuke is the last Uchiha loyal to Konoha, and the civil council plus the villagers kiss his ass every time they have the chance. This will be really troublesome. Thought Shikamaru. This thing was really brutal. Said Yugito, while her tailed beast was saying that she shouldn't fight with Naruto after his display of bloodlust and killing intent, and she agreed. Back in arena. After Naruto left the arena, medics had came and took Sasuke to the hospital to heal him. As Naruto was walking to cool his head, he talked with Kyuubi. Why didn't you kill the motherfucker? Asked a angry Kyuubi that the Uchiha survived. I would have killed him if these bitch didn't interrupted the match, and if the old man wouldn't promise me that he would tell me who is my father. Replied an annoyed Naruto. He really bribed you there. Said Kyuubi as Naruto scowled. Anyway, next time kill him. Said he. Yeah. He won't survive next time. Replied Naruto. What would you do in the next match? Would you show them your control over ice? Asked Kyuubi, curious. I think I may, but I think they will have a heart attack. Stated Naruto. And you don't want them to have? Asked a grinning Kyuubi. Maybe. Replied Naruto with a devilish grin. As Naruto arrived in the competitor stands, the most villagers were glaring at him and cursing him, while Naruto only ignored them while some were scared of him. Yugito, Nai and Hyuga, Neji, come down and begin your match. Yelled Hayate, and both competitor had came down. Arena. Are you two ready? Asked Hayate, and both nodded. Hajime. Yelled Hayate as he stepped back to let them fight. You should give up. The fate already declared me the winner of this match. Stated Neji with a smug smile. I heard that Hyugas are arrogant, but you already are in another league. Replied Yugito, smiling. At that comment Neji dashed toward her with his Byakugan activated. He went for a Juken strike to her chest, however she managed to completely bend the top of her body backwards almost to a 90-degree angle, avoiding his strike. Wow, what flexibility. Was the thought of the most of the people in stadium. As Neji saw that his strike missed, he threw several strikes, but Yugito dodged them all with her cat-like body. Amma. Thought Neji as his strikes missed. While Neji tried to hit her, Yugito channeled some chakra to her fingernails and they elongated a couple inches, turning them into a very sharp weapon. When Neji saw that, he tried to get some distance between them, but it was hopeless. Yugito already slashed him over his chest, cutting his shirt and making him to bleed. Fuck. That hurt. Said Neji to himself, but didn't have enough time to think because he saw Yugito forming some hand seals and shouted Kaiten. Nkakuk no jutsu, and she sent a fireball toward him, but he started to spin and a dome of chakra formed defending him from her jutsu. Kaiten. Shouted he. In crowd. Dusan, isn't that oh, said Hanabi, but was interrupted by her father. Yes. That's our absolute defense, Kaiten. Said he. To think he progressed so far alone without any help. He really is a prodigy. Thought Hiashi. Back in arena. Neji finished his Kaiten and smirked at Yugito as he saw her surprised by his absolute defense, and that was his moment to strike her as he dashed toward her. You are in my field of divination. Neji said as he got in his stance and shouted Haki Rakujkin SHM, 8 trigram 64 palms, and Bejin to strike her chakra point. 2 palms. 4 palms. 8 palsum. 16 palms. 32 palms. 64 palms. Said Neji, finishing his assault as Yugito fell in one knee. Damn it. I was careless. Yugito said to herself. Page box. It was a good match, but it seemed that Hyuga is better. Said Inoki. I don't think so. Replied A. What do you mean? Asked Mei. Yugito just started. Look and see. Stated A as the other become curious. Arena. Again the Hyuga member who were in crowd were ashtoned. In the end you are only a trash. Neji said, breathing a little hard. I told you to be careful. Said Nibi, her tailed beast. Yeah, I know. Just give me some of your chakra so I can beat this asshole. Said Yugito to Nibi. Okay, but next time be more careful. Said Nibi, receiving a nod from Yugito as she sent in her system chakra. Thank you. Said Yugito as a blue chakra tail appeared from her sacrum bone and her chakra points were again activated. What is this? Asked Neji, stepping back. Your worst nightmare. Said Yugito and dashed toward him. Page box. Ah. So she is a Jinkuriki. Exclaimed Orochimaru. Now I understand. Even if her chakra points are desactivated, she only need to use some chakra from her Biju. Clever. Stated Mei, and A smirked. And stands. Watabi. Thought Shukaku and Kyuubi at the same time when they felt her chakra. So she is like me and that redhead, Gaara. Thought Naruto. She will prove my existence. Thought Gaara, smirking like a madman. Back in arena. This is impossible. I stopped her chakra points. Thought Neji as he saw Yugito appearing in front of him with a burst of speed. When Yugito appeared in front of him, she did a drop kick in Neji's collarbone, dislocating it, making him to scream. Ah! Screamed Neji, feeling his bone dislocating. What did you say, fake boy? Asked Yugito, looking at Neji who was holding his dislocated shoulder. Fuck USL, tried Neji to say, but was hit in gut by Yugito knee, making him to spit blood, but that didn't stop here. After that blow, a strong kick hit him in liver, breaking 2 ribs, and an uppercut in his chin made him lose his consciousness. Now Yugito is the winner by knockout. Announced Hayate and called the medics to get Neji to hospital after his beating. Page box. That's my girl. Exclaimed A, making some people to laugh at his antics. It seemed that Kumo has some really good genins that will become good shinobi. Stated Orochimaru. TSK. Yeah, she is good, but not enough to beat my granddaughter. Said Inoki, making the Raikage to scowl. What did you say? Said A, glaring at Inoki. What you heard. Replied Inoki. Seeing the tension, Hiruzen told them, it's time for the next match. Let come down and view the next matches. Arena. Temari and Nara Shikamaru come down and start your match. Yelled Hayate at them as they come to arena and heard Shikamaru murmuring something about women, blondes and troublesome match, making him only to sweat drop. Are you both ready? Asked he and both nodded, and then he said, then, Hajim. Shouted he. What a drag. Sighed Shikamaru. Why do I have to fight a woman? Asked he himself. What did you say? Growled Temari at him as she dashed at him and used her fan to create a strong wind to hit him and created smokescreen when it hit Shikamaru, but when it disappeared, Shikamaru wasn't in front of her anymore. That guy is fast at running away. Grind Temari, looking after him. She used fan for a weapon, so her attack are wind-based. Thought Shikamaru from his hideout that was behind the tree that were in arena. He used shadow as his weapon, so should I be careful and not to be near shadows. Thought Temari. Ah. The clouds are so nice. They are so free and I want to look at them, but no, I need to fight a crazy woman. Thought Shikamaru looking at sky watching the clouds. Shikamaru made the hand seal for Rat and said shadow possession jutsu and a shadow emerged from behind of Temari and went toward her. Too easy. Temari scoffed and she done 2 front flip and escaped from Shikamaru's shadow because it refused to move any further after her and she marked the spot where the shadow stopped with her fan and said, looks like your shadow can't reach me, so I'll just have to attack from this spot. Damn. More work. Sighed again Shikamaru. 15 meters and 32 centimeters. That's his max range for shadows. Thought Temari analyzing him. Shikamaru withdrew his shadow and fixed his lazy glaze at her. Since you are so bored, then I'll end this quickly. Said Temari waving her fan and said a Kamitachi scythe weasel, releasing heavy air current that collide together and created many vacuum pockets that started to slash anything in its way. Shikamaru was forced to move from its way and it demolished the tree that he was behind him, but the attack still hit him a little. As he ran forward he did again the seal rat and this time the shadow passed the spot Temari placed on ground because he changed his position. TSK. Temari jumped back to avoid the shadow. I'll have to move forward if I want to catch her. What a drag. Sighed Shikamaru. I'll defeat you before you'll catch me. Temari replied doing again a Kamitachi scythe weasel. Shikamaru ruined away from it way but only managed to avoid it slightly and did again his clan's secret jutsu. Shadow possession jutsu. Temari started to become irritated by his shadow jutsu but jumped from it way and yelled, you won't escape from this attack. Cyclone scythe jutsu and a cyclone of wind formed and hit Shikamaru, making him to collapse on his knees. Troublesome. I need to think at some strategy. Said he to himself. Do you surrender? Asked Temari seeing him in his knees. Honestly, I would surrender, but my troublesome mother and my teammate Ino would probably scream at me all the day. Stated he with his lazy expression sighing. Swiftly Shikamaru's hand were again in rat seal and a shadow was sent after Temari, who jumped back to evade his attack. Why you are so irritating, do you know? Asked Temari him only to see him smirk. And you are troublesome. Replied Shikamaru as he done again his shadow jutsu making her to do backflips to avoid his jutsu. Damn. Stop using that jutsu. Yelled she while doing backflips. I'm tired of your games. I'll finish this. Stated she wanting to swing her fan but she couldn't. Her body wasn't moving. Looking down she saw a shadow that was Shikamaru's jutsu. Shadow possession jutsu, success. Smirked he. How? Asked Temari. It's really simple. I forced you to only move in back so you would reach the shadow of the arena. Said he smirking. I was careless. Murmured Temari. Although this is troublesome. I'll show you my new move. Said Shikamaru forming hand seals and said shadow strange jutsu and a hand formed from the shadow that was holding her. Climbing her body the shadow hand arrived at her neck. Surrender or I'll strangle you. Shikamaru said serious making the shadow hand to tight grip making her to caw. I give up. Said Temari regaining her body control. Winner of the match Nara Shikamaru. Announced Hade. In crowd. Wow. He really beated her. Said Kiba surprised. Yeah. He is a genius. Said Ino proud of her teammate. Page box. What strategy? Making you enemy to jump back using the same jutsu so he could put her in a place where he has absolute control. Said Mei surprised by his mind. Yeah. He really is a good strategist. A good future team leader. Replied A. Another victory for Konoha. Said Inoki scowling. Shikamaru is one of the most intelligent people that we have in Konoha. His IQ is over 200. Said Hiruzen proud. Are you serious? Asked A not wanting to accept that this child has an IQ that is over 200. I don't joke. He always think many moves before he use only one move. Explained Hiruzen. It seemed that Konoha is full of talents. Stated Orochimaru. And stands. Wow. He is a fucking genius. Said Kuretsuchi. That fucker humiliated my sister. I'll kill him thought Kankuro thinking at some way to pay back him for what he done to his sister. Like I thought. He really is a good challenge. Said a smiling Naruto. Troublesome blonde. He think I'm some kind of toy to entertain him. Said Shikamaru arriving in stands. Good match. Congratulated him Naruto. Thank you. Said Shikamaru. Maybe after that exam we can play some shogi. Suggested Naruto making him to smile. If you say so. Troublesome blonde. Replied Shikamaru but he know that Naruto know that he accepted his challenge. Did Churo and Akatsuchi come down and begin your match? Yelled Hade at the two competitor. It seemed that the last match of the first round is about to begin. Said Naruto and the other nodded. An arena. Are you both ready? Asked Hade and they nodded. Then, Hajime. Yelled he jumping back to let them have their space. As the match started, Chijuro uncovered his Hiramekure and aimed for Akatsuchi hard and successfully hit him, making the audience to gasp, but after a second Akatsuchi started to break apart and in his place was a rock clone. Seeing that, I was fan side of relief. Where is he, asked himself Chijuro, looking through arena. Left, right, back, front, up, underground, yelled he to himself as he jumped back, seeing two hands coming from underground. Oten. Shinjitsu no Jutsu Earth Release. Double suicide decapitation, whispered Akatsuchi, missing to catch Chijuro, who jumped back, avoiding to be catched. Tch. He evaded this. Plan B instead. Stated Akatsuchi, coming from underground. That was a good plan but not good enough. Said Chijuro, smiling and showing his shark-like tooth. HN. Replied Akatsuchi. Before we begin to fight again, I want to ask you something. Stated Chijuro, making Akatsuchi to raise a brow. What? Asked Akatsuchi. When did you make a Earth clone? Asked Chijuro, curious. HN. I did this when Hates-san asked us if we are ready. A shinobi use any way to win. Stated Akatsuchi, and many shinobi ag. Now. Said to himself Akatsuchi, throwing shurikens and kunes at Chijuro when he saw an opening, but Chijuro skillful evaded. Forming hand seals, Akatsuchi yelled Doten. Dorum Shai, Earth Release. Mud Spore and a river of mud formed near him, but that wasn't the end. Doten. Lukami no Doro, Earth Release, Mud Wolves, and 3 wolves of mud formed from the river of mud, running toward Chijuro, who jumped in his left side to avoid them, but the wolves followed him. Channeling chakra through his sword, Chijuro sent a wave of chakra toward wolves of mud, destroying them in one hit, but then Akatsuchi appeared behind him. Doten. Kengan no Jutsu, Earth Release. Fist Rock, encasing his left arm in rock, he hardened his punch so hard that when he hit Chijuro in ribsage, there was heard a sound of at least 3 ribs breaking and at least 1 organ being winded. After being hit by that destructive punch, Chijuro was sent flying towards stadium's wall and creating a crater at impact. Blood flowed from his mouth, and that was a sign that his organs were drastically affected. Trying to move, he spit blood and falling on his knees. Seeing that his student completely destroyed his competitor, Anoki grinned diabolic, made sign toward Akatsuchi to finish him, and he nodded, but that was seen by the other cage, and seeing that May arised from her chair to save her shinobi, but was too late. Oten. Dirixum, Earth Release. Rising stone spears, spikes of stone formed from the ground and pierced Chijuro's chest and heart, killing him instantaneous. The audience was shocked by such brutality. Even the shinobi that were present were shocked by Akatsuchi's ruthless action. Chijuro? Yelled a woman, knowing that by her feminine voice. That woman was no other than Mei Terumi, the god Mizukage, who appeared near Chijuro trying to see if he was alive, but it was too late. He was dead. HN. Muttered Akatsuchi, turning his back to her and started to walk toward competitor's stand, but stopped when he felt an enormous killing intent that came from his back. Turning his head, he saw Mei glaring at him, dangerous. Why did you kill him? Yelled Mei at him. You really asked that? It was a match where I could kill him. Stated Akatsuchi, only to make her more angry. He already couldn't move when you killed him. Stated Mei, yelling at him. So what? The proctor wasn't fast enough to stop the match, and that mean that I still could attack him. Stated he. Why, you said Mei, but was interrupted when Akatsuchi approached her and took the Hiramekure from the ground. He was weak, so he died. And before you say something, why I took Hiramekure from Chijuro is because I can, and it will be mine because it is a tool and I can take anything from the one I killed. That's the way of a shinobi. He isn't a fair or merciless or good or something like that. Stated Akatsuchi, leaving the arena with his new sword. Well, Mei wanted to go after him and fucking kill him, but she know that he was right, and if she do something, her village will be seen bad in the eyes of the people that were in audience. Taking Chijuro from ground, she leave the arena with him toward the infirmary to take care of him till they went home. In crowd. So brutal, said some people. It was ruthless, said another peal. That's why Yondaime-sama killed them. Said a man from Konoha, and some agreed. If he was alive, he could kill all these monsters. Stated someone. Yeah. Agreed the civilians. It's that demon brat fault that Yondaime-sama died. Yelled a woman. Yeah. The demon child killed our precious Yondaime-sama. Yelled some civilians. He even crippled Uchiha-sama. Stated a man. He start to show his true self. Yelled another demon child haters. Let's take care of him after exams. Proposed someone. Yeah. Let's finally end him. Agreed all the haters. Down in stands. Damn. That thing will make sparks between Iwa and Kiri. Said Asuma. Yeah. Let's hope that nothing bad will happen while they still are in Konoha. Replied Kurenai. That wasn't youthful. Stated guy, making the other to sweat drop it as it ticks. Where is Kakashi? Asked Kurenai, seeing that his place is free. He has gone to see how is feeling Sasuke now that there will be a break time between round 1 and round 2. Stated guy. Competitors stands. Damn. These Iwa are ruthless. stated Kankuro and the other nodded. What did you said doll lover? Yelled Kitsuchi. What did you call me flat chest? Replied yelling Kankuro. Hearing that a tick mark appeared on Kitsuchi's face while a malicious aura appeared around her said you are dead meat. Stated Kitsuchi while clenching her fist. Damn. Said Kankuro while his face palled as he saw Kitsuchi approaching him and did the most normal thing that someone could do in that moment. He run. Don't run coward. Yelled Kitsuchi at him. You won't take me alive. Replied Kankuro running away. I don't want you alive. Yelled Kitsuchi after him and they were gone. That fool. Said Temari facepalming herself seeing her brother running. DCH. Troublesome. Sighed Shikamaru. Fuck. No. Naruto screamed like a girl while hitting the wall with his head making the other to raise a brow or two. What? Asked Shino calm. I don't have enough money at me for 15 bowls of ramen. Stated Naruto making the other to sweet droop while facepalming themselves. Troublesome blonde. Yawned Shikamaru. Page box. Does that old fool want go at war with Kiri? Asked Hiruzen himself. Not like Kiri can go at war with their resources and manpower after the bloodline purge. Stated he. Good. Show that Iwa is the best, the strongest shinobi village. Though Inoki grinding. Fukikuku good. If the things go well maybe I can gain a new ally. Orochimaru. I think it's time for a break. Stated Hiruzen while the other nodded as he rised from his chair and exclaimed, the first round of the Chunin exam is over. Now we'll have a break between the first round and the second round so that the competitors can rest a bit. The break will be half an hour. As Hiruzen announced, half of audience has gone to move a little or they needed to go to the bathroom or something like that while the other half remained to talk about the match that will be somewhere in stadium. That brat has done something good. Now I can convince the Uchiha to come at me if I give him a new Sharingan and how he is hungry after power, I can make him to work for me. But the problem is how I convince the brat to become my new weapon is the question. Thought a bandaged man. Elsewhere in stadium. That bastard did it on purpose. Yelled Mei to Rumi. Yes. He did it to show that we can't go at war with him. Stated Ao, her bodyguard. Fuck. We lost the single Kiri no Shinobigatana Shichinen SHK, 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist that was in Kiri and we can't even get back Hiramekure. Said Mei trying to calm herself but it was too hard. Maybe I can help you with that. Said someone from behind of them. As they heard that they turned back and saw Uzumaki Naruto looking at them with a smile. How can you help us brat? Asked Ao glaring at him but Naruto wasn't impressed. First don't glare at me if you value your life. Second I can help you to get back your Hiramekure and third I can help you to get revenge on Inoki. Stated Naruto releasing Ki killing intent on Ao making him to want to kill himself because Naruto's Kai was so powerful that the ground around him started to shatter. Seeing that Ao begin to lose his consciousness Naruto stopped. Why do you want to help us and what do you get from this? Asked Mei cautions that he want to help them. Hearing that Naruto smiled at her and said because I don't like Iwa and want to humiliate them and showing to that old fool of Tsuchikage that he shouldn't glare at me and planning how to kill me. Stated Naruto making Mei curious. What do you mean? Asked she. That bastard all the time glared at me and planning how to kill me because I look so much like Yondaime Hokage and because I can become a threat for him and for his village. Explained Naruto. How do you know that? Asked Mei. I can sense negative emotions and I sensed his malicious aura that was aimed at me. Stated he and she eat that. Okay. But what would you get from this thing? Asked Mei looking at his face expression. I don't want something too big only a favor from you. Said he smiling. A favor? Asked she. Yes. Replied Naruto. Don't do that my lad said Ao but what interrupted when Mei glared at him. I think is a good deal. Said Mei showing one of her seductive smile. Then I will take my leave. Said Naruto smiling at her as he kissed her hand and left. That little thing made her to blush. My lady why did you act said Ao but was again interrupted by Mei. Ao, shut up or I kill you. Whispered Mei in his ear making him to become pale. In my time shinobi would never accept something like that and more to make a deal with a genin from another village. Thought Ao, seeing Mei going back to her chair in the cage box. Time skip 30 minutes. Arena. It's time for the second round of the Chunin exam. Let's begin. Exclaimed Hiruzen and the audience shared while he sat back in his chair. Now. Sabaku no Gaara vs Abiram Shino come down and begin your match. Yelled Hade. Proctor, I forfeit. I can't win this match. Stated Shino. Okay. Winner Sabaku no Gaara. Exclaimed Hade understanding him. Kitsuchi vs Uzumaki Naruto come down and begin your match. Yelled he at them. While Kitsuchi walked in arena Naruto shattered in ice and appeared in arena. Are you both ready? Asked Hade and both nodded. Begin. Yelled. Page box. Let's see. Kano has strongest genin versus I was strongest genin. Who do you think will win? Stated A, the Raikage wanting to see their reaction. While Hiruzen remained impassive, Inoki scowled. Well, Uzumaki is good, he can't beat my granddaughter. Stated Inoki. How do you know that? Asked Hiruzen with a smile. Your shinobi use ice while my shinobi use lava, so we can say only from that who will win. Stated Inoki, grinning. I don't think so. Naruto-kun always did the impossible. Replied Hiruzen, making Inoki to scowl. We'll see. Commented Inoki. It seemed that the Raikage doesn't have only muscle. Though Orochimaru smiling, seeing the sparks between the Hokage and the Tsuchikage. Show me that I wasn't a fool to trust you, Naruto. Though May looking in arena. Arena. Now I can revenge my ex-teammate. Said Kuretsuchi. We'll see if you can even touch me. Replied Naruto, smirking. You think I can't touch you? Asked Kuretsuchi, glaring at him. Nodding, Naruto said yes. You are inferior to me, flatchest. Stated he, grinning. I'll kill you. Yelled Kuretsuchi, losing her calm. After throwing a barrage of shuriken and kunai at Naruto, Kuretsuchi made hand seals and yelled Imton. Imkai no Jutsu, lava release. Melting apparition technique, taking a deep breath, Kuretsuchi launched out a stream of lava toward Naruto, it showering him, and a smokescreen formed at impact. Only mouth was of him. Said Kuretsuchi, thinking that Naruto died. I don't think so. Said Naruto as the smoke disappeared and half of his body was melted while the other half was made of ice. This can't be possible. Gasped all the people in arena. How are you alive? Asked a shocked Kuretsuchi, seeing that his body is reforming and from ice became again normal. How? Good question. But if you really want to know, then I'll tell you. I'm alive because I can transform my body in ice. Said he, smirking, shocking the audience that he could become an ice man. But how can you do it? It's impossible to transform like that. Yelled Kuretsuchi at him. Do you want to know? Asked he, and she nodded. I can't tell you, it's my secret. Said Naruto, smirking, seeing that she become more angry with every second that passes. Kuretsuchi. Calm down. He want to make you to be angry so that you won't think clear. Though Kuretsuchi and her aura became calm again. So, she calmed. Good, but let's see what she'll do when I'll show my true strength. Think Naruto, and a devilish smile appeared on his face. What's with that smile? Asked Kuretsuchi herself, because his smile made her to shiver. Let's be serious. I'll show you something that nobody has ever seen. Said he. What? Asked she, curious. I'll show how I control ice without hand seals. As long as I have imagination, I can do anything using ice. Exclaimed he, shocking the people that were at stadium. He's bluffing. He can't do that, but if he can though, Kuretsuchi, but was interrupted when Naruto raised his hand at her. Ice started to cover a part of Naruto's body. Ice block, partisan, yelled Naruto, and 4 partisan of ice formed from thin air above him, and they were sent toward Kuretsuchi, who was shocked seeing that, but not enough to make her stop from thinking. Odin, Earth Dome, yelled Kuretsuchi, slamming her hand on the ground. A dome of earth appeared from it, saving her life from Naruto's attack, but her dome was destroyed, showing how strong his attacks are. Good plan, but not enough to stop me. Said Naruto, aiming at her 2 fingers that were covered in ice, and said ice bullet. And a bullet of ice launched from his finger, piercing her left shoulder, making her to scream in pain. Fuck. Fuck. He didn't joke when he said that he could use ice how he want. Looking at him in pain, seeing that he's making different things in and right hand, from animals, objects to weapons or even mini statues. That thing shocked everyone. Isn't my ability amazing? Asked he, smirking, seeing her glaring at him while holding her left shoulder that was bleeding. Mumbled Naruto, approaching Kuretsuchi, but she stepped back. So you don't want to play with me? Good, I don't want to. Said he, aiming at her again. 2-finger ice bullets. Whispered he, and bullets pierced her right shoulder and her thighs, making her to fall in rear. Fuckkkk. Screamed she in pain. Let's make a deal. Stated Naruto, showing a sweet smile, but that only made her to shiver in fear. What do you want? Asked she, trying to not say something that will make him to shot again his ice bullets. I let you live and you ask your teammate to give me the sword that he took. Said he, shocking her. I can't do that. Is his sword now? Replied she. Then too bad for you. Said he, holding her right shoulder, and she started to freeze. Her body started to become ice while she screamed in fear and pain. Stop. Yelled Hate, but it was too late. Kuretsuchi became an ice statue, shocking the other people. Ops. You were too late. Said he, grinding and turning his head toward cage box. More specifically toward Inoki, who was looking shocked seeing his granddaughter becoming an ice statue. Hey old bastard, command to your shinobi to give me Hiramekure, and I'll give back your granddaughter the way she was, or I'll only punch her to shatter now. Before you ask, I can reverse the freezing effect, but only if you give me the sword in the next 30 seconds. Exclaimed Naruto, shocking all the people that were at stadium. Some were shocked because he insulted a cage, some were shocked because he can freeze people, and some were shocked because he want Hiramekure. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 enumerate Naruto, but was interrupted when Akatsuchi jumped in arena. So did you decided to give me the sword or not? Asked Naruto the Iwa shinobi. I'll give you but reverse the freezing effect. Said Akatsuchi trying to not scowl at him. Okay but first give me the sword. Stated Naruto and Akatsuchi did how he said. Here. Replied Akatsuchi giving him the sword. Good. Said Naruto snapping his fingers and the ice that covered Kuretsuchi reversed. Ah! Screamed Kuretsuchi and Akatsuchi appeared near holding her in his arms. Let's go to infirmary. Said he and she nodded. Winner Uzumaki Naruto. Exclaimed Hade. Now let's begin the fun. Said Naruto disappearing and appearing in cage box in front of the 5 cage, making their bodyguard to take a defensive stance. Pace. I only come to talk. Said Naruto making their bodyguard to take their original stance. What do you want to talk Naruto? Asked Hiruzen looking at him. I don't come to talk with you old man. Replied he making the other curious. And with who? Asked Hiruzen. I come to talk and give a gift to the one of the most beautiful woman in the world. Said he smirking making the other to look at the single woman that was with him, Mei Terumi, the Mizukage. Approaching her Naruto give Hiramekure to Ao who took it. After that he kissed Mei's hand saying, and the weapon is given back to the true owner. Making her to blush. Oh. Thank you. What can I do to return the gift? Said Mei because she didn't want to know that Naruto and she had a deal. Nothing. Only knowing that I could make you smile is enough for me. Said Naruto with a sweet smile. Then thank you. Said she kissing his right cheeks making some of the mans that were present jealous. I'll take my leave. Said he, but before he left he turned to Inoki and said I almost forget. If you even think to try something against me I'll destroy you with your whole village. At these words all present were shocked. Hiruzen wanted to say something, but Inoki was faster. Is that a threat? Asked he. No. It's a promise. Replied Naruto disappearing from the cage box and appearing in competitor stands. Agaki is a goldmine. To be kissed by such a beautiful woman and making her to blush only with words though Jiraiya with a perverse grin on his face, ignoring that Naruto just threatened a cage in his village. That brat has some big guts to say something like that. Thought many that were in the cage box. Naruto, why did you done something like that? Do you want Konoha to go at war with Iwa? Asked Hiruzen himself. So you want to play hard? Then I'll play hard. Let's see what will you do after that. To threaten me and my village. To humiliate my granddaughter. To make me give one of the most powerful sword back after one of my shinobi won it. I'll destroy you. Though Inoki trying to calm down and to not attack Naruto. Competitor stands. That was fun.